Restrictions and rates may apply.
Antitrust regulators in the United Kingdom are paying close attention to the fast-moving AI industry.
British competition regulators say they'll scrutinise recent artificial intelligence deals by Microsoft and Amazon over concerns that the moves could thwart competition in the AI industry. The authority adds it's looking into Microsoft's partnership with France's Mistral AI and the company's hiring of key staff from another startup, Inflection AI. The watchdogs also separately announced it's investigating Amazon's $4 billion investment in San Francisco-based Anthropic. I'm Charles de la Tasman.
Southwest Airlines lost $231 million in the first quarter and will limit hiring. The Dallas-based airline also will offer voluntary leave to employees and stop flying to 4 airports. American Airlines says it lost $312 million in the first quarter. News and analysis at townhall.com. Keith Peters reports that Italy is angry with Minneapolis.
The country's culture ministry has banned loans of works to the Minneapolis Institute of Art following a dispute with the U.S. Museum over an ancient marble statue believed to have been looted from Italy almost a half-century ago. Rome claims that the sculpture was looted in the 1970s from an archaeological site close to Pompeii that was covered by lava and ashes when Mount Vesuvius erupted in AD 79. The Minneapolis Museum asserts it has always acted responsibly and proactively about claims related to its collection, but it indicates that proof hasn't been provided to back up Italy's claim. Keith Peters reporting.
More than 100 inmates escaped from prison after heavy rains damaged the building near the Nigerian capital. The downpour lasted several hours. At last word, agents had recaptured 10 of the escapees. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes.
I wish I had better news on the weather today, but happy Thursday, nonetheless.
It's not all bad.
It's supposed to get bad.
It's not all bad.
No,
it's all about perspective, man.
You're true. It will be sunny and warm.
Yes. There you go. See?
That
sunny and warm.
That we got.
Sunshine and warmth. That's all we have today. Nothing to see here. Yeah.
Just don't have anything.
I always pick the wrong days to have a hairstyle.
Say you have a good hairstyle for your day.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
I don't have to worry about my hair getting messed up.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. It's like when you have a really bad phone and you have to, like, keep the charger with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a hair that, like, flies in 2-mile-an-hour winds, you always have have a hat on you at all times.
Yeah. That's another. I'm done with the days of that. I just can't stand outside too long, or I burn my head.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole new set of problems.
Yeah.
I've never had to deal with, like, I don't think I've ever had a sunburn directly on my head. It's possible that I have. Like, in the past, it's hurt to brush my hair.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a sunburn. I think it was just irritation.
I have. In my it was we went to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona for an air show a couple years ago.
Yep.
And I didn't wear a hat that day.
Oh.
And of course, as we all remember, this part here was kind of thin, and I burnt it pretty good. I remember later that day going, "Ow, quit it." Ow. Quit it.
You're like, it hurts when I do this. Well, then what do you need to stop doing?
Yeah. I went Simpsons there. Ow. Quit it.
Quit it. Ow. Quit it.
But yeah, that was one of those moves. So,
Nice.
But yeah, I've burnt I've had beach trips where you burnt like all up here, but not here until that time.
The absolute worst sunburn I've ever had in my entire life came at the hands. I shouldn't say at the hands of Roxy, but it was Roxy's fault. When years ago, when Mike and I worked at Mix 106, which was a heavy metal station here at the time, I went to Warp Tour with Roxy and her two daughters.
In Cruces, right?
In Cruces, yes. It was my responsibility to basically keep track of her girls.
I've been to a Vans Warp Tour, and that's hard to keep track of anything.
And I, over the course of that day and a half that we were there, I got so lobster sunburned, I couldn't even put a T-shirt on. It hurt to put clothes on.
Well, and I went to one in D.C., but if it was similar to that one, and I remember right, there's like 0 places.
No, there was no shade.
To get shade or cool
I found
off.
one tree the whole time I was there.
Right.
One tree.
Right. You're just like...
And it was a sapling.
You're just like the whole time saying, I guess we're going to hang out at Orange 9mm tent because they got a little shade.
Right. Yeah, apparently I'm really, really into Fallout Boy now.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, I remember I'm like at the end of that day, and I'm like, I was like 22, 23 or something, and I felt like an old man by the end of that day. I remember.
When you have to make the decision, do I stand in the line to get life-giving water, or do I go watch Blink 182's set? That's a real tough crossroads to be at.
Matter of fact, Blink 182 was the headliner the year I went.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're the entire reason Warped Tour remained viable.
Yeah, it was them and Suicidal Tendencies the year I went, which that's why I was there, was for them.
Yeah.
So.
MXPX was a big one. They were at every Warped Tour, seemed like.
No FX.
No FX, yeah, I was just going to say.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Less Than Jake.
Oh my God, Less Than Jake. I forgot. The Offspring was there the year I was there.
Oh, I don't know if they were there that year.
That was a big deal for me. Getting to see Offspring do Self-Esteem live on stage.
Yeah.
Literally one of my favorite memories.
Yeah. And the year I went, it was right before Eminem blew up. So Eminem was there. And he got booed off the stage. But
Get out of here, white boy.
But Ice-T had a standing ovation. So
That's
go
amazing.
figure. It was a weird, fickle crowd that day.
It was a real turning point as a country.
So I don't know. I guess at that time, Ice-T been doing it a while. He had a reputation. Eminem's like, who's this goofy white dude rapping?
He hadn't quite pulled in the Law and Order SVU crowd yet.
That's right.
At that point.
or for folks today, the insurance for your automobile's repairs afterwards.
Oh, is he doing that now?
Oh, him and what's her name? Vivica A. Fox.
Really?
There's like a commercial where they play like detectives, like Law and Order, and some guy's got a transmission problem. It's pretty bad.
Have you seen? It's one of my favorite commercials. Have you seen the commercial for the coverage of the TBS coverage of I think it was for the Final Four, where they had Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal in counseling?
Oh, yes. That's for the NBA playoffs.
Those are for the playoffs?
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Yeah.
When they do the trust fall.
Yeah, that's the one where he falls forward. Yeah, those are pretty good. Shaq and Barkley, they're quite the comedic duo in the NBA. I mean, I think half the reason people still watch it is because of those two, for to be honest.
I think it's really funny to watch Shaquille O'Neal talk.
They're witty banter.
Interpret what he's saying.
Their witty banter's better in the game now.
He likes to add H's where H's aren't H's. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Speaking of those guys, have y'all seen the Monday game of the Lakers and Nuggets?
No.
I did not.
Where the Nuggets won by a buzzer.
Really?
beater.
A buzzer beater? Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And they were down by like 20, like almost the entire game, but they came back in the fourth quarter.
Nice. You love to see it.
Oh, so yeah, Downtown Lakers.
I haven't watched any professional basketball in years.
I haven't either. Yeah, I'm not a basketball guy.
I was wildly into the Bulls when I was a kid.
Well, and
Barkley called it the best neck and neck game of all time. Remember?
Oh, Barkley, I was
neck
going to
and
say,
neck.
It's the best neck and neck game
Neck
I've
and
seen in
neck.
quite some time.
I can't do a good Barkley.
I can't either, but retarded neck and neck.
Retarded neck and neck. See, that feels vaguely racist.
For some reason,
Well,
when
he's
I do
got like a
Shaq,
country
that doesn't
twang
feel
to his
wrong.
voice a little bit, so it's kind
You
of
are out of my five.
He's got a South in him. He's got South in him, and that's what it's.
Like he's probably called somebody a Mark Buster at some point in his life.
But yeah, so.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, we're good. We just two guys that know nothing about basketball. Well, I grew up in a town that the team perennially sucked every year. I mean, the last time they were good was like 1978. I was like 5 when that happened. So no one cared.
Yeah, Lakers and Celtics are still dominating the game.
Yeah, of course.
But, you got the Bucks and the other teams.
I take it Jack Nicholson's too old to be courtside anymore, right?
No, probably. But Leo still got seats.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does Spike still hang out at the Knicks game?
Whatever 23-year-old he happens to be dating.
I guess that was his thing. Spike Lee always hung out at the Knicks games.
Yeah. Nick's still going strong, too.
Yeah.
They got that one guy that can shoot threes.
Knicks are... the Knicks have a perennial history of being really good or really bad. There's kind of like no middle ground with those guys. But anyway, at least in my limited experience of NBA watching. So
The last time I was into professional basketball, the Clippers were the thing to make fun of. Put it that way. That was like...
Yeah, I remember that.
It was the thing to make fun of on Leno's late night show. That's the last time I was into basketball.
Well, they had the Lakers and like, oh, there's another team in town?
Yeah.
The LA Clippers. Hey, you want to go to an LA game? Yeah, Clippers. Sorry.
Well, they're kind of good now. They have like an
but say they're better now.
Yeah.
Like
they have like an all-star team kind of. Like James Harden's on there.
Oh, wow.
back when Jay was relevant. That's that was the truth.
You just reminded me now that you said Harden, because I had a buddy who was really into the Rockets, and Harden was on there.
Yeah.
I need to check on him, make sure he's okay. Now that he's not playing for them anymore. They probably suck. That was like all he had left.
What's Yao Ming up to these days?
About 7 foot. I love one of my favorite Ralphie May jokes of all time is, I don't know where they're going to find a stretch Honda Civic.
Oh man, but yeah. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay a couple interviews, and we have a guest as well. We're going to replay our interview with Gina Arambula from Moms Loving Hope today.
Roy, don't go anywhere yet.
Today is the open of their big carnival. Everything will start tonight and continue through May the 5th. In the 8 o'clock hour, I think it'll be Crystal Noble. It might be the 9 o'clock hour.
I believe it's the 9 o'clock hour.
But, okay, because she kind of...
I spoke with her earlier this week. I believe it's the 9 o'clock.
Okay, because I had 8:15 on my phone. If she'd be here at 8:15, so I'm like, so I have her at 8:15, but it might be 9:15. Okay. So if we don't have her at 8:15, we'll play Don Weld talking about vets transport and all that. If she shows up at 9:15, we'll play that at 8:15.
There you go.
That confusing enough for you?
I'm confused.
I've got it. So just listen to the radio and you'll hear stuff.
There you go.
The next 3 hours.
Content, everybody. All right, Roy, quick question. Did you ever work in a restaurant?
Yes.
As a server or like one of the wait staff?
Dishwasher.
Okay. So you've probably never had this responsibility, but if I start clapping, are you going to follow me along? Happy birthday, may all your dreams come true. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Woo! Happy birthday to Mike Winters.
Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday today.
It is his birthday today.
Wait, I thought your birthday was in April.
It is April.
It's April, homeboy.
Oh, wait.
Hey, Roy, today's April 25th, 2024. Welcome to Earth, brother.
Wait a second, I thought your birthday was on Earth.
I mean, wait, has it already been a year?
It's already been a year, yeah.
It was about this time last year I had one.
Congratulations on your anniversary also. I didn't know there was so many festivities today.
Roy just learned today's still April, everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's
April
right.
25th. Yeah, that's my birthday.
But happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
No,
they put a man on the moon.
No, Ayana, he's not 80. He's just crotchety like that, okay?
No. 80 in mind only.
You get crotchety, turns out, in your 50s. It just comes up.
I've been perpetually 80 in my mind for 30 years.
Go to Texas Roadhouse and they'll treat you good over there.
Free dessert day, right?
They'll give you a Texas-sized yeehaw.
That's right. I'll hit all the desserts and I won't see 52.
This is why I can't go on dates, by the way.
Right.
Like I'm that rube that as soon as I go, like if I like take a date to the Texas Roadhouse or like my girlfriend to the Texas Roadhouse, I'm gonna be the guy giving the Texas-sized yeehaw while she's rolling her eyes and asking for the check.
Yeah. I remember when I worked at the Boy Scout camp, the happy birthday songs reminded me of this. Our version of a happy birthday song was more depressing, which was funny. So basically the whoever the birthday person was would sit there, and pretty much the entire staff would surround them, and then they do like this whipping gesture.
Oh God!
And they go, "Oh happy birthday, psh. Oh happy birthday, psh. Sin and sorrow and despair, people dying everywhere. Oh, happy birthday."
Wait, where was this at?
Boy Scout camp.
Oh, okay. I was like, what horrifying restaurant was this at?
Yeah.
This is why we'd never go to Bennigan's on your birthday.
That's right. Yeah, that was our happy birthday song.
That's what sank them. This is the last time we go to Luby's for your birthday.
In Waco. Sorry, too soon.
No, I think enough time's passed. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. I think it was more for me than anybody.
I mean, even King of the Hill makes fun of it. Like, Waco.
Oh, birthday. The Waco thing.
Dale Gribble.
Yeah. Well, that's a Texas-based show, so it has to
It's
be.
a Texas-based show, but what he's referencing is something else entirely.
Oh,
there was a shooting at a Luby's in the 80s. Some guy just
so the guy is not referencing that.
He's not referencing that. He's just referencing Waco as being Waco.
Oh, what is he referencing?
He's referencing the shooting at a Luby's in the 80s.
I think it was 80s or 90s?
It might have
Whatever
been
that
the
was.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're referencing on?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Waco's crazy for a lot of reasons.
I thought Waco was only known for one thing.
No, it's got the Luby's,
Dr.
Branch
Pepper,
Davidian.
Branch Davidians.
Yeah.
They're known for a few things.
Yeah, they got a couple things. But they got great H-E-B grocery
It's
stores.
on their sign, too. Home of Dr. Pepper and the Branch Davidians.
Oh, sorry, Waco.
Try our Luby's.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday.
All right, it's 7:20. On that note, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very gusty wind with a low-pressure system moving to our north. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds this morning, but sunshine this afternoon. Wind gusting up to 55 miles an hour and going up to about 90 today. Overnight, we'll stay windy, our low dropping to about 50 and clear. Not as windy on Friday, but still pretty breezy, mid-80s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 78%. Winds are variable at 5 miles per hour. Red flag warning will kick in at 8 a.m. this morning, remain in effect till 10 p.m. this evening. High wind warning will also kick in at 11 a.m. today, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. Patchy blowing dust for this afternoon, sunny, and highs near 90. But the winds will be blowing out of the southwest this morning, 10 to 20, increasing 35 to 45 miles per hour. Could see wind gust as high as 60 miles per hour today. Tonight, patchy blowing dust before 7 p.m. Skies will be clear with an overnight low of 51 degrees. Winds will remain windy out of the west, 25 to 35, gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. They'll drop down 10 to 20 after midnight tonight. Friday, we have a fire weather watch that will kick in at 9 a.m. tomorrow, remaining in effect through 9 p.m. Expect sunny skies, cooler, 83 for a high, but winds will be still blowing out of the west. 10 to 15 early, 20 to 25 miles per hour for Friday afternoon. Friday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 53 degrees. Winds will remain breezy out of the southwest, 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Winds will drop down 10 to 15 after midnight Friday night. Saturday, windy, patchy blowing dust again for the afternoon, sunny and 79 for a high. Winds will be out of the southwest 10 to 20, early 20 to 25, or 25 to 35 later, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour by Saturday afternoon. Sunday, sunny skies and a high of 82. And then Monday, sunny and 86. So we got the winds blowing for the next few days here. All right, 7:23. We're going to take a 3-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with Gina from Mom's Loving Hope, talking about the big carnival out at the Wool Bowl starting tonight. That's up next.
It's been a long, cold, boring winter, and children in neighborhoods everywhere are waiting to hear those magical words. The pool's open! Summer weather has finally rolled around. Make sure your pool is ready. Preparing and maintaining your pool for summer the right way will create a season full of smiles instead of headaches and make your life much easier. Soft Swim, the chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard, only at Mays Lumber Company.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Can't hear as well as you used to? That can happen to the best of us. But when you can't hear people speaking or birds chirping, it's time to take action. That's when it's time to call Howard Allman with Here on Earth Hearing Care Center. Howard has been helping people hear better for over 55 years. Howard is who helps the Artesia seniors with servicing their hearing aids of all makes with free cleaning and hearing evaluations. And he's ready to help you. Howard can share with you information on Audibel Intrigue AI hearing aids with many features you might not expect a hearing aid can do, such as using your hearing aids to stream calls, music, and more. Plus, health monitoring, count steps, even fall detection, all built in. Meet face-to-face with someone who can help you choose the right hearing aid for you. Call Howard at 575-622-0375, and he'll be glad to set up a time to meet with you. That's 575-622-0375 for Howard Allman of Here on Earth Hearing Care Center.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, here to announce that our geraniums are ready. So now the great debate begins. Are they pink or are they raspberry sorbet? Are they orange or are they Caribbean coral? Well, whatever you call them, they're the prettiest geraniums anywhere. We raise them in our own greenhouse, then send them home with you to brighten up the world. So come get yours now while the selection is best. Don't worry about the silly names.
I heard that.
Yes, dear. Coming, dear. Right away, dear. Of course, you're right.
Senator Greg Nybert is known as a conservative Republican who is effectively fighting for us in Santa Fe. In the last session, Greg Nybert helped stop harmful legislation that would penalize New Mexico businesses with outrageously expensive financial burdens. He knows small businesses do not need more regulation. Greg Nybert helped defeat progressive attempts to make it illegal for New Mexicans to own certain types of firearms and firearm accessories. He knows it's important to protect our rights. During his legislative career, Greg has been responsible for stopping numerous anti-oil and gas bills. He knows it is important to protect our jobs. Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate for District 27 who has a proven record of protecting us from big government intrusion. Greg Nybert stands for the rights of the people and pledges to continue his work. Please vote for Greg Nybert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
Funny for 5 seconds after that, but then they'll probably just, it's actually a good tool. If you don't really want to talk to someone, say something like that and they're like, all right, have a nice day, and then they leave you alone. Good morning. It is 26 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the organization Moms Loving Hope. We have Gina Arambula. I know, I think I get it right, but I always feel like I'm botching it when I say it here. And then Tony Cisneros as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing great.
Of course, I imagine excited because we're about to kick off a big week for you guys.
Oh, yes.
And,
2 weeks.
Yeah, really, 2. Yeah, because it starts this Thursday, and then we'll go through May 5th next week.
Yes.
But Mom's Loving Hope, which we'll talk a little bit more about here, they're having a big Roswell Spectacular Carnival. It's going to be out at the Wool Bowl. Basically for a week, from April 25th through May 5th, there's going to be a carnival out there. There's going to be special events during certain days during that time, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in the beginning. But all of this week-long fun carnival event is the whole purpose of this is a fundraising event for Mom's Loving Hope. So I guess we probably, before we talk about the carnival, talk about Mom's Loving Hope and what you guys champion and what's kind of the purpose of your organization.
Well, the organization was opened up for 2 ladies that is dear to us.
Yeah.
My mom and my mother-in-law.
Hence the name, Mom's Loving Hope.
Mom's Loving Hope.
Yeah.
Because, and like the logo, has a heart. The moms are the heart of the family.
Yep, that's right. Because certainly as dads, we're all practical logic head, but when it comes to being emotional and stopping for a minute, it's the moms reminding everybody, hold on.
And basically, we just want to do is help with hardships and burdens, because there is a need here in Roswell because people are going through so many things.
Sure.
And we just want to unite the community to help out, with anything that anybody can help.
And that's
with.
kind of thing. It's a temple organization to help families navigate life, basically.
Yes.
And so if a family's in need because of medical issue, let's jump in and help. If they're in need just because life is handing them a bunch of lemons, then let's help them do that. Whatever it is, it's really about supporting a family and kind of putting mom's perspective on things. A little
Exactly.
bit here. Yeah.
And then, we could do the legwork for them if they are needing help with finding organizations, or if we can help or something like that. We just want to ease that burden for them.
Be a resource for families in need, basically. If
You're
you're
right.
in need, whatever that need is, let us either help you directly or put you in touch with the people that can help you directly.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. It's kind of that connecting services thing. Kind of like when you think of like the Chaves County Health Council, 100%, which these are other organizations you've partnered with
mostly.
and worked with, kind of that same mission, kind of that same thing. And but in this is just really grassroots. It's like you said, it started by you and your family here and kind of inspired by you and your family. And it kind of literally started because you've done this. This is not your first carnival here.
Oh,
and everything.
no.
This is a repeat. This has really grown over the last. We're really just after COVID is when you kind of started this.
Yes.
So it's kind of grown and evolved in these last couple of years since that. So
Yes,
it's
most
it
definitely.
kind of went from the beginning to like we want to do something, we don't quite know what it'll evolve to now we've kind of got a better idea. Hey, it's this organization, it does this, and so the carnival is like our big main fundraising event and kind of helps us to put our name out there to the public so they're aware of not only to help people, but to make it aware for people that need the services and say, I got a family that's struggling, I don't know who to turn to. Oh, Mom's Loving Hope. I remember they did. Yeah, I think they can do something, And so it's kind of a twofold event. It's to help y'all come out and eat copious amounts of carnival food and ride rides and enjoy the concerts and participate in the community events that'll be going on throughout the week there, and doing all that stuff. And at the same time, we're raising money for Mom's Loving Hope. And so when the next family calls and says we're in need, you don't have to say, well, we're little on funds right now.
Exactly. And we will be doing 50-50s, and there's 2 people that we've already chosen. We have a lady that is suffering from cancer, and she needs the funds for to travel and stuff like that. And then we also have Special Olympics. I want to help them. So those are the 2 that I want to help out with those 50-50s.
Good. And I think Special Olympics took a bit of a hit during COVID.
Yes.
And they're still, to this day, trying to get back to pre-COVID Special Olympics, to where, the national game, the state games and getting to the national games, but, that statewide, because they do a whole, like the torch run, it's a big tent pole event. And and communities. Some in New Mexico have stronger Special Olympics communities than others, but when COVID hit, they took a big hit on some of that, but everything, all the services they do and provide, the need didn't change. They just the ability what they could do. So it's kind of it's a good point saying, hey, we need to organizations that we just kind of know that are national and world known like that. That they too struggle through some of these, especially groups like that. Yes, there's a national presence, but most of their fundraising and stuff's done locally. And they do have the basically the tent pole of the national thing to say, okay, it's Special Olympics, we know it's legit, it's on the up and up, but it's all done locally, and it goes locally. And so if there's not that local presence there doing that, then Special Olympics passes the community by.
And so, what I like about this year, a lot of our food trucks actually stepped up too.
Excellent.
They either are sponsoring something or they're doing raffles. But all of that is, I am so proud of.
Excellent. So even when you're buying food from the food trucks, you're supporting those businesses, which is awesome and small bit. And we want that. Buy hamburgers and support. We want more food trucks. That's how you get more food trucks. Buy hamburgers and burritos and everything from these food trucks. But that's so cool that because they're mom and pop businesses, and for them to cut into their profits to say we want to help, that's a big deal too.
It is.
And so that is cool that they also are seeing the vision and not only because at the end of the day they're there to make money. They got to feed their family like you got to feed your family.
Exactly.
But it's cool to say, you know what, we want to give back too.
And we have also a lady that comes from Carlsbad. That is going to be selling those Build-A-Bears or kind of little things. But also, she is also struggling because she has a husband and a daughter that is with cancer. Okay. And so I ask the community to support her as much as possible.
She's picking her family up by the roots through these Build-A-Bears.
Yes. So
support them. Oh, and by the way, have a cool bear for your kids or your family or for, trying to impress a date, whatever. There's many reasons to have a Build-A-Bear.
And she puts little, you could put even somebody's voices inside the bear.
They're more high-tech now than the original one. Before, you just went to the mall and threw some stuff in a thing, and then you put a plastic heart. It was fun, but, at the end of the day, that's all it did. Now they get a little high-tech with them and all of that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So, but that'll all be out at the event there. Yes. So maybe that's one of those things, if you're kind of a checklist of things to make sure you do if you're out at the carnival. And by the way, don't go one day if you can. That's why it's a week long. Come out, as many days as you can. Each day is going to be a different experience. There's going to be different things happening each time. Even food trucks and things won't be the same every day. So if you're like, well, that could be good and bad because you're like, man, I had a burrito last time, and then you're trying to hunt them down and they're gone. That'll just give you more excuse to find them at whatever else they're at around town or something.
And then we have the Boy Scouts from PAC throughout Chaves County.
Yeah.
They're going to be putting out their track out there through the whole entire time.
Yeah, they do their Pinewood Derby. Yeah. And if you've never seen this, I think we all are at least familiar with it. That's one of the things Cub Scouts are known for is their Pinewood Derby. And they take that little block of wood and they it's a kit. It's basically a block of wood, 4 nails, and some black wheels. And they say, make a car.
Exactly.
And there's rules like it's got to be 5 ounces, and there's a few other of those kind of rules. But yeah, and the Cub Scouts, and it's the program's designed for families and the kids to work together to build a car. Because obviously these are little kids and they're not carpenters. And so their mom and dad are usually more involved in the constructing of this project. And as they get a little older, you're supposed to let them be a little more hands-on. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. But the race is the fun part. You all come and watch the track, and I remember doing it as a kid. They're a little more high-tech now. Like, the tracks have, digital stuff.
Yeah.
Like, before we just had dads, at the end looking, and then they'd argue, no. Now they got digital. But mostly it was dads down by the pillow catching all the cars at the end. But it is a lot of fun. So if you want to learn more about that and see, and I bet the Cub Scouts will probably let you mess around and build some cars and things if you want, and kind of get you familiar with it and learn you a little bit more about scouting too.
And then a lot of things is that they're going to compete on Saturday.
Yeah. So watch the competitions and and it's a lot of fun to watch these kids. They work so hard and then of course, if you're interested in being
scouting, talk to any of them. They'll be happy to.
Exactly.
And who could be your child next year, and they're building a Pinewood Derby car and competing for a race and stuff.
And we want all the kids to participate as much as possible. So see if they can win a plaque, either first, second, or third.
Absolutely.
And also people's choice in different age groups.
Absolutely, because some cars look really cool but aren't so fast. But
Yes.
they look good. And so you gotta recognize that.
And for the adults, I even included the adults.
Oh, we got
because-
adult category. So when Dad gets too involved, it's like, here's your own kit. Let the kid play. Here, build your own.
Exactly.
Maybe let the child play and build it a little bit more on their own here.
But we'll kick off the morning on Saturday with a car show. So I am asking
real
everybody.
cars, not Pinewood Derby cars.
No,
Those
not
are real
Pine-
ones.
real
Big
cars.
full size ones.
Cars, bikes, trucks,
Yeah.
whatever. Come on and join us.
Well, and we have a car show community. I
Yes,
mean,
we do.
When they come out, and there's some owners in not just Roswell, but these New Mexico.
Yeah.
Vehicles. We're so thankful to show them off. So if you want to see some beautiful vehicles in all of Southeast Mexico, they're going to be sitting at the Wool Bowl starting Thursday and through next week here.
Well, actually, just Saturday.
Just the Saturday. This
Yes.
Saturday. Well, that's because the car guys are like, is it going to rain?
I know, exactly.
Nope. Get the trailer.
We're not going to have no rain.
Yeah, they're out looking at the weather, looking at the clouds, and nope, not today. Going back in.
Exactly.
But yeah, come check out the cars, and of course, at a car show, if you're maybe a car person or aspiring car person, just go into any one of those families and talk to them, and they'll be happy to talk to you. They're car people. That's what they love doing, and they love sharing their stories, sharing their own stories. But when other people show an enthusiasm for it, they like to foster and which is that's what they all do. When you're into something, you want to share that with others, and you want them to be into it too. So if you love it, come and talk to them, and they'll be happy to welcome you into their world and show you what they do. So good. If you're into cars, come there and learn you some stuff. If you're wanting to be maybe the next one getting into that habit, because I ain't gonna lie. That's like a drug, man. You get in there, and next thing you know, all your paychecks are going to that car. Yeah, but I need a new tranny, man. I got to get the souped up one, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's all going to be there, part of that on Saturday too. So, and then of course, talk about like start times each day and all that. If you want to come out to the carnival and just come and just. I don't know what's going on today. I just want to walk around and see what's happening.
So Monday through Thursday, it's 6 in the evening to 10.
Okay.
Fridays are 6 to 11. Saturdays are from 12 to 11. Sunday from 4 to 10.
Okay. So after church and all that.
Tuesday, they are going to do, you buy one band, you get the second for free.
Okay. So if you want to save a little money, Tuesday of next week is the night you can bring the family out and save a little on armbands and things like that.
Yeah, and that person has to be with them at the time.
Yeah. Oh, there will be a carnival and everything too. So if you want to come and ride rides, it is a carnival with actual carnival. We're going to have we have a great company that'll be coming in and setting up the carnival and all that, and weather permitting, they'll be open every night doing their thing as long as the weather allows that to happen. So
it's more
knock on the wood for
show.
that. Right. Well, yeah. So you come out for that, and the kids will love and ride that. But then come and learn and have some fun at the there's going to be live music. There's going to be local bands and pretty much all the whole time.
We're trying to get as many bands, but we're still asking for people if they want to come and perform.
Any bands out there looking for a gig between this Thursday and May 5th? Reach out to Gina here, and we'll see if we can work you in on a time where you can come and showcase your band, and who knows, maybe get a fan or two to into your fold there by coming out and watching you play. And of course, you can sell your CDs, or I don't know, CD still a thing, or is it all digital now? I have no idea when you go to
more digital now.
They say you jump drives. How does that work now? I don't even know. Like, so you say you a link? I have no idea, because I remember just as the merch table. You want T-shirts or CDs? That's kind of how you did it.
Exactly.
So however you do your merch, do your merch. I'm a little 50-year-old man doesn't know how they do merch anymore.
Me neither. I have to ask him, like, what do they do now?
Yeah. Because like, I mean, that was the thing, you know. They had your CD, you know. That was they made them. They had to get some kind of studio. It's a whole thing. Now, you know, the world we live in now is way different.
We had to get a shirt. We had to get everything.
Now I'm just like, you just like send them a link to like their Spotify or something. How do you do this?
Right.
I don't know how you do it. But anyway, they will be, so if you're interested in doing that, and of course they're going to be live music, and you want a little bit of everything, a little country, a little rock and roll, a little Tejano night, whatever. You just, you know, if it's music gets people, you know, bobbing their heads and dancing around, then come on down and let's have some fun here.
Yeah, because music brings everybody together.
Yeah, and this is kind of, you know, there is not an official celebration this year. So this is kind of it. You'll be kind of climaxing that big day, the last day of everything will be May 5th there. So we can kind of, you know, start it as a fun, and then we'll transition into Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Exactly, because the second week it'll be a taco, a jalapeno contest.
Oh boy!
And then, come on, bring y'all salsa. Let's see who makes the best salsa, or red chili, green chili, or chili bean chili.
Yeah. And this is time to end the talks.
Yeah.
Because I know there's families and there's people within families or neighbor families. Her sauce is better. Her red sauce is way better, and you know, his red sauce or whatever. Everyone claims. All right, let's put rubber to the road here.
Exactly.
Let's bring it on.
Who's gonna bring the bragging rights
game going, or get your red sauce going, or if you're that person that claims they can eat the jalapenos and all, you know, Mr. I say Mr. because usually dudes, but it's not always dudes. But dudes are the more braggish ones about this kind of thing. I got a cast iron. All right, let's see. Have some fun with it. Don't kill yourself. We'll have plenty of Tums on hand, I guess, if you need it.
Yes, most definitely.
But maybe if you're just a copious amount and not a heat person, just enter the taco eating contest.
Exactly.
That way, how many can, you know, when you're the person that goes over to down here to, I just had complete brain crap, Cerritos.
Oh, yeah.
on a taco night. And then you're the one like, I could eat, I make the number go up for guessing how many tacos. If you're that person, then enter the taco eating contest.
Exactly.
Right. It's like when I come to Cerritos, they have to up the taco list on Tuesday night for how many guesses of tacos you got. But that'll be part of it. And when will the jalapeno? That'll be that May 5th.
May 4th.
May 4th.
That's the
Star
following
Wars
Saturday.
Day. The Star Wars Day. So,
okay.
So if you can, that's a little nerdy, but
maybe we can combine the
both. Well, you heard of May the 4th be with you, right? Well, May the 4th be with. That's the whole. It's a nerdy joke thing.
So maybe we'll just put a little bit of Star Wars.
So if you see a couple Luke Skywalkers or Darth Vaders running around on May 4th, and then just embrace it and offer them a taco.
Take a picture with the taco.
Yeah, tell them it's filled with some kind of animal from Tatooine or something. I don't know. Some Star Wars planet, you know. Pick one. So we got that. What else we want to make sure we let folks know about here? I mean, it's really just every day's just a party.
It's mostly a big party.
But if you want to get like to see with the bands and stuff, you probably want to check with bands. Like if you're, you know, because I'm sure a lot of the bands and they'll be like, hey, come see us. We'll be here Thursday night at what time, or Saturday night at what time, or Sunday afternoon, whatever day they're going to be out there. So if you want to go on a day where you're maybe have friends that are in a band or want to see them, then, you know, talk with them and work their schedule around it. But come out any day beginning this Thursday. And just come bring the family. It's all family friendly. It's designed for, and of course, if you want to learn more or if you need services and things, there's going to be that too, because I think you're going to have some nonprofits and things that'll have tables set up. And so if you want to do some information gathering, not just coming out and eating food and having fun, which that's all part of it too. But if you want to say, man, I want to get in touch with some resources, they will be there too during the week. So you can come and talk. You know, some of the organizations that you guys partner with and work, they're going to be there also offering their services to the public and stuff too. So there is really good information, important stuff you can get at the carnival this week. It's not all just music and party, and I mean it's most of that, but if you need help or you need services or vice versa, you want to get more involved, it's like, I love this, I want to be a volunteer, I want to serve on the board, whatever role I can. come reach out, come
Right.
talk, and get more involved. If you love the mission of Moms Love and Hope, and just what you guys do, and just getting in, you're thinking, we need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, and I say this 100 times, if you want our community to be better, this is how you do it.
Yes.
I mean, if you're waiting for someone else to do it, or for the city to do it, or the county to do it, you're going to be waiting a while. That's not how they work. If you want to see things change in your community, it takes the citizens, people like yourself, to pick it up by the bootstraps and say, this is something I see as a need. I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to see this through. And that's exactly what you've done.
Mhm.
And we've evolved to where we are today with this. So if you like what we're doing and want to take it to the next level and be a part of that next step evolution of this thing, as you guys, because I imagine too, for yes, you kind of have your niche, but because you're open-ended on how you help in things, it's still evolving. Maybe, you know, there might be something else that comes in and you're like, you know what, that's something we need to focus more on, and maybe offer that as more part of our advertising. And who knows what that could be, but it kind of, sometimes those things just kind of find themselves. And so you have a little bit of that going on too with your organization.
Yeah, because we have also where we want to help that individual that falls through the cracks, where they don't get financial aid or anything like that, that we can help maybe pay for their books or something like that.
Whatever little,
whatever we can do just to help them out. You know,
and that's the difference between success and failure a lot of times for families like this. It's like, you know, we have the intent, we all this, but the resources just didn't allow it to happen, and they need that one thing to spur the rest. And you know, sometimes it's, you put that domino in place, and now it lines up everything. You know, and so if you can do that for people, be the one domino to keep the chain going, then that's what you do.
Yep.
And so that's what this April 25th through May 5th is all about, is this carnival. Yeah, we're gonna have fun, and you can eat till you're sick. Maybe not do that. Ride till you puke the things you ate, all that stuff, and all the things we do at carnivals that we say we aren't gonna do, and we do. You can do all that stuff and have a lot of fun and bring the but at the end of the day, we're just hoping to raise as much money as possible.
Right.
So when that next family it comes in need, we don't have to say, sorry, we don't have the resources to help you.
And that's what I don't want to do.
Yep.
I want to make sure that we have, our family wants to make sure that we can help that person.
Yeah. And of course, you're going to have a lot of fun. Like they said, the piñata breakings. I mean, it's really just, it's Cinco de Mayo and Roswell all coming together. It's a family community week of fun, and let's just celebrate the best of Roswell. And that's really what this is all about. And at the end of the day, if we raise a bunch of money that's going to help the organization continue to help families, then every too many churros you ate, every I went one too many times on the ride.
And we're still
was worth it.
And we're still looking for vendors, merchandisers,
So if you
informational.
still want to get involved, yeah.
Anybody that has an organization or a business that they want to present their business and what they do.
Yeah.
Please
So
come down.
What's the best way, like if they want to get in hold of you guys before the event? I mean, obviously you can find anybody at the carnival when it starts Thursday here, but if you're wanting to get involved now, is there a Facebook or a website or a place you want to steer them
There's
towards?
a Facebook. There's a email. There's 2 phone numbers that can reach us at any time.
Excellent. So reach out. But again, just look for Moms Loving Hope on Facebook or whatever, and that way you can shoot your message or whatever through there. Say, hey, I want to be a vendor, or I'm just hearing about you guys. What more? I'd love to get involved. How do I do that? Whatever that is, or if you're just saying, what time does the thing open on Friday? We can help you with that too.
I almost forgot. We also have a memorial wall for anybody that has their loved ones that have passed.
Okay, cool.
If they want to come
Think
and
of
put
it
their
kind of
pictures.
like the Travis County Cancer Fund when they do their Walk for Hope kind of thing. Something a la that, you know, where at the beginning of that they always do like a heroes walk, survivors, and and we celebrate them. So you're doing something kind of similar.
Similar.
So
to
when is that going to take place?
That's already like from April 25th, and Nicole Vargas is helping me with that.
Excellent.
So she is. They can look her up on Facebook if they need to just give her a picture and
She's
frame.
involved in many things around town.
Oh yes, she's a lovely lady. So I adore her very much, and I was glad that she was able to help me out with that.
Excellent. But again, put in your calendars, make plans to attend the Roswell Spectacular Carnival. It's a week-long, at the end of the day, fun thing, but fundraising event for Moms Loving Hope. It officially gets underway this Thursday, April 25th, and will go daily until May 5th next week. All of it will be at the Wool Bowl. There in the Wool Bowl, you can't miss it. You'll see the carnival there in the parking lot with the rides and everything there, and just go to that. There'll be plenty of parking. They'll guide you where to park and everything else, and then just come and just see what you can get involved in, have fun and ride the rides and listen to the concerts, or if you want to meet with some of the other nonprofits there to learn more about their organizations or get involved. All of the above will be there. And if you just want to come and bring the kids and a place to let them run around and be worn out and good and tuckered out and put them to bed at night, come on down and have some fun and do that too. We can kind of accommodate that.
Exactly.
Don't miss the car show.
No.
Saturday's going to be a busy day. If you kind of want to, like, if you can only do one day, Saturday's probably the day that you're going to have the most going on in that day. But I highly invite you to at least try to make 2 or 3 trips out during the week. You know, I get it. Life happens, and you got other things going on. But between the April 25th and May 5th, there's got to be an afternoon or a few hours in the evening you can come out and have some fun.
Yep, most definitely.
Is there anything we missed? Anything you wanted to cover, share, or talk about that we just skipped about, whether it's the organization or the event?
Or what email it is?
The email is going to be momslovinghope@gmail.com.
Okay, pretty easy to remember. momslovinghope@gmail.com. Name of the organization, slap a Gmail on the end, and you can get a hold of. And if you have any questions, or if you want to be a vendor, or a band that wants to play, or a food truck, or nonprofit that wants to participate, or if you just have general questions about the event, shoot an email to momslovinghope@gmail.com, or find their Facebook page and shoot that message there. I just committed a faux pas. I'm supposed to put my phone on silent, and I didn't do that. Bad DJ. My apologies there. But cool. Well, thank you guys for coming in, and good luck. And we'll see you this year. But I know, I imagine this week is where this is where rubber meets the road. So you're like, I got one thing. And am I going to get it all done? We all know that feeling. We know where you're sitting at this week, but trust me. Come,
and once it starts, it's just like,
okay. Friday morning, you're gonna there's gonna be another mountain of things, but at least you're like, all right, it's running, it's going. Let's stomp out the fires. All right. There will be. This is anytime there's more than 2 people in an event and things is going, there's gonna be something going on.
Exactly.
So, but cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And folks, come on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Come and enjoy it. Come create family memories out at this thing, and come do. That's what this is just as much. Yeah, we want to raise money and do all that, but we want you to come and create more family memories and family fun and kind of make this as part of the tradition. You know, every year, it's April-May time frame, time to get ready for the carnival and everything else. It's kind of how we want this to be, is a tradition that's part of Roswell, much like many of our other traditions. UFO Festival, Chili Cheese Festival, other things.
Exactly.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for doing this. This is, again, I know, I'm sure you get some people, but people like yourselves, this is what makes our community great when they step up and do this. This is why we have a great community, because of people like you and people like you. They get involved. Like, if you want to meet the best of our community, they're going to be hanging out at the Wool Bowl between April 25th and May 5th.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time. All right. We'll see you out at the Wool Bowl this weekend.
Yes,
sir. All right, it is 8:54. Jeez,
They will answer any questions you might have and receive input or concerns. The meeting will be Wednesday, May 1st at the Roswell Public Library, 301 North Pennsylvania. Any questions, you can email roswellskate@bhinc.com. You're up to date. I'm Cirillo reporting.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Boeing reported its first quarterly revenue drop in 7 quarters, but the U.S. plane maker beat analysts' expectations that were lowered after a January mid-air blowout of a door plug prompted it to slow production of its strongest-selling jets. Equipment inventories will be in focus when Caterpillar, Deere, and C&H Industrial report quarterly results in the coming weeks. U.S. machinery makers are now seeing a moderation in product stocking at dealers. About 1/4 of U.S. adults over age 50 say they expect to never retire, and 70% are concerned about prices rising faster than their income. That's according to an AARP survey. A U.S. appeals court on Wednesday rejected Starbucks' claims that an election won by a union at the coffee company's flagship Seattle store was invalid because it was held via mail ballot during the COVID-19 pandemic. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
New Mexico Governor Lujan Grisham has pursued an agenda to seriously impair and remove your Second Amendment rights to use, own, or purchase firearms and firearm-related items in our state. Last legislative session, District 27 Republican Senator Greg Nibert worked effectively and successfully with the NRA and other pro-Second Amendment groups to defeat the governor's attempt to ban or register firearms and accessories. We must retain legislators like Senator Nibert, who has the proven knowledge, skills, and experience to stop the liberal progressives from imposing upon our constitutional rights. Senator Nibert is the only candidate running for Senate District 27 to be rated A and endorsed by the NRA. Please vote to retain Senator Greg Nibert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nibert for State Senate.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. There was a slowdown in the U.S. economy during the first 3 months of this year.
The Commerce Department says the nation's economy grew at an annual rate of 1.6%. It was less than half the 3.4% growth rate during the October to December quarter of last year, and a sign that high interest rates may be taking a toll on borrowing and spending. While they continued to drive growth, consumers slowed their spending during the first quarter while businesses reduced their inventories.
Correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Pro-Palestinian student protesters continue to hold demonstrations on campuses across the country as universities now turn to police for help. Several arrests were made at schools in California and Texas yesterday. In a video message, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu denounced what he called anti-Semitic mobs taking over the campuses, and he defended Israel's actions in Gaza.
As Israel tries to defend itself against genocidal terrorists who hide behind civilians, yet it is Israel that is falsely accused of genocide, Israel that is falsely accused of starvation and all sundry war crimes. It's all one big libel.
A high-profile case about the scope of presidential power is getting underway at the Supreme Court this morning. Reporter Mark Sherman says the court is going to decide if former President Trump can be tried for his actions following the last presidential election.
The court is going to take up whether the former president can even be prosecuted for his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to President Joe Biden.
The core issue boils down to whether a former president is immune from prosecution for actions taken while in office. On Wall Street, the Dow down 685 points. More from townhall.com.
Our government has engorged itself on borrowed money. Now we are over $30 trillion in debt. If this bubble finally implodes, many Americans will be left penniless and heartbroken. For example, what happens if state and federal pension funds go broke? or our 401ks and IRAs get cut in half due to hyperinflation. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, news analyst, best-selling author, and evangelical leader to millions of people just like you. People who understand something big is coming. Now's the time to prepare with a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Precious metals are among the most proven hedges you can make. And they're even better inside a tax advantage account. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached, so just text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you are blessed with continued prosperity.
Secretary of State.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket
Arizona
cost.
lawmakers are taking steps to repeal an abortion ban that dates back to 1864.
The Arizona House advanced a repeal of the state's near-total abortion ban, and it now heads to the Senate. It's an 1864 law that made no exceptions for rape or incest and received criticism from Republican presidential candidate. State Supreme Court ruled Arizona could enforce the long-dormant law that permits abortions only to save a pregnant patient's life. 3 Republicans joined in with all 29 Democrats to repeal the law that predated Arizona's statehood. If the Senate approves as expected, Arizona would allow abortions up to 15 weeks. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Big earnings for Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, says its first quarter profit more than doubled, but its stock price is down sharply today. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Deuces.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, buddy.
Hope your Thursday's going well.
Tis. Quite nice.
Wish I had better news on the wind situation.
Well, if you wouldn't start it off with bad news, you could always get to it.
They'll figure it out.
You need to learn the compliment sandwich. You need to put the bad news, layer it in between 2 pieces of good.
Yeah, kind of like or I could do the Friday dump.
I really like what you're doing with your hair today. The wind's going to be awful. I think that the way you choose to live your life is second to none.
This is the backhanded compliment.
That's right. The first one was sort of. It wasn't exactly a compliment, was it?
You know, most people can't pull that off. But you do.
You really do. It's like you and Bruce. You and Bruce Willis is pretty much it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, people, it's like, yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but you're really saying that's a dumb haircut.
It's really funny to me. Like, I see it more when I watch, like, certain shows, but you really see it in real life if you hang out with enough women. Women, when they hang out with each other, are so catty.
Oh, yeah, I knew this. This I knew.
It's almost like entertaining to me. It's uncomfortable when I'm like with them in person, but they're being so nice to each other and so mean to each other at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do that in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk all about this and men and women. And yeah, they can, men, women, they can do anything, but socially, men and women are different, they act different. They when it's a bunch of dudes, there's a certain expectation of way it's acting, and when it's a bunch of women, same thing, just different. And neither understands the other.
Even when like they're like, I heard somebody go, "Love you, girl," and I'm like, "Oh, that was so horrific."
Yeah.
Like, you know, as soon as it "love you, girl,"
yeah,
she's such a, like, she just immediately turns and
that's woman 101.
and that's so
not
uncomfortable for me though.
Well, I get it because it's not really. I mean, yeah, there's some guys that do that in there, but generally, we
tell it like it is.
So, but when that does occur in man world, usually the other men call them out for that. Like it's usually like, "Oh, you just fronting because of this," you know. Yeah. And women don't do that. They're like, "Oh, no."
Like,
and then when it's all over, it's like, that woman is crazy.
I heard maybe the nicest and most insulting sentence I've ever heard in my entire life at the same time. Somebody goes to another woman, "I love how you can just wear whatever you want." Wow, that was mean.
Yeah, that is so backhanded.
I love how
like,
you just wear whatever you want.
Like, did you even pay attention? You just roll out.
So awful.
I know. Yeah, that's women 101 right there. Yeah, it's like, is there subterfuge in everything you say?
Just keep it at face value. It's so much easier to read.
And guess what? Young men, it does not change when you become older men. It's
true.
Still the same.
That is very true. They just get better at it. That's all. That's all it is.
You got to get smarter, and you
don't notice it nearly as much. And they do it to you too.
That's right.
But we just don't see it.
Oh,
We're blissfully unaware.
Yeah, and just when you think you navigated, you actually steered yourself into another landmine. You didn't even realize it. So, yes. Well, to be honest, we would not have sitcoms if it wasn't for that difference in men and women.
That is true.
Because they would really, literally have nothing to write in sitcoms. Because if you think about every sitcom, every trope, doesn't matter what the subject's about, it is always that miscommunication on how women think of things and how men think of things. And that's, that's, we would, they have a whole industry.
Now, I understand. It's not for me to like, what my dad used to say, "Mine is not to question why, mine is but to do or die."
Yeah.
It's not on me to understand why women are the way they are towards each other. It's just I got to learn to live with it. But man, is that
it does.
That's a tough jungle to navigate.
It does feel awkward, but awkward.
And I got
sometimes.
a dull machete. It's
like,
not
supposed to back her, but man, this is not right.
So backhanded.
Yeah.
Just so cold.
Yep. Man, boy, howdy, do I know what you're talking about. That's the life all of us lead at some point, in some way. And to be honest, that's probably the difference between success and failure in marriage and things. Is kind of understand those differences and learning to navigate that a little bit. The give and take side, know when to say, maybe you should reel that in, or just let them go, and I'll catch up later.
I'll just be back here twiddling my thumbs.
That's right.
Let you do what you do.
As someone who's usually on the other end of that, the one who's getting reeled in, but I have had the times where I'm like, all right, if I know it's bad, we should do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not probably the smartest thing. So I'm going to guess that we'll see Crystal next hour.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So we'll do Dawn this hour.
Which
she's here by now.
I have a story when she gets here. I'll save it for when she gets here.
All right.
But we had a conversation earlier this week that was rather interesting.
Very good.
So,
radio friendly?
Radio friendly. Totally.
Okay.
No, completely radio
Well,
friendly.
when you say that, I'm always like, is it?
It was just, while the conversation was happening, I was literally standing in the crowd at Bowling for Soup. And so I was paying very little attention.
You had a conversation at a concert on the phone?
Well, I felt my phone go off my pocket. I'm like, well, actually.
And you answered it?
This was like, it was like a lull in the, I don't know, that's what it was. I was taking a picture.
Okay.
And it came off my phone.
Okay.
And so that's when I answered it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, that's socially acceptable not take that call when you're at the concert. Hello? I'm at a concert. No, I can't hear you either.
Checking on the chat. I know that not all women think that way. Just most women think that way. Somebody in the chat posted
Male,
not
female.
all. And I understand. It is
Was that
sort
a
of-
male or female
It was a
comment?
female.
Okay.
That is me casting a wide net, but
Well, everything's casting a
Yeah.
wide net. And then you narrow it down. Yeah, but everything's a wide net.
Yeah.
And then you narrow it down. Sure, everybody's not going to, a few fish through the net, but a lot of fish in that net. That's all I'm saying.
And honestly, I've known women who aren't like that, and they get taken aback when they are presented with that cattiness. That's like, I don't know how to deal with it. And those, I mean, I'm
Oh,
I
yeah. You
can
can't
relate to those.
You can't point it out.
Right.
The moment you point it out, the knives come out. But yes.
I was trying to be nice. Were you though? Were you?
It didn't sound that way. I read through that, and I'm stupid.
You ever do that thing where you cover up one half of somebody's face and you completely see different emotions? Yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's like you're smiling, but I can see those eyes.
Right. It's fellas. It's no different than that. What's wrong, sweetie? Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh boy.
No, it's not when they say nothing. It's when they say nothing. I'm fine, okay? No, you're not.
I don't know. I've heard all the nothings. And
I'll just be in here sharpening my knives.
I've heard many versions of the nothing, and none of them are good usually.
Right. Pretty true.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy. Oh, no. Oh, by the way, thank you for the birthday wishes. You will never see me in a saddle. I'm telling you that right now. I will not be on a horse ever again.
Well, I didn't know that's the thing they did at Roadhouse until I saw them do it. Like the last time I was there,
they put you on a saddle?
They actually roll out a saddle. It's for the kids usually.
Oh, okay.
But they roll out a saddle and you can sit.
See, I
you can sit on the
thought you
saddle
wanted me to go horseback riding. I'm like, I will never ride a horse again.
Really?
No.
Again. Now,
No.
when's the last time you rode?
I was like 18.
Okay.
Yeah. Or 17.
I'm not opposed to getting back on horseback, but I was around the same age. I was like 16 the last time I rode a horse.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe 16 or 17. It was Philmont.
Okay.
I was in New Mexico, ironically enough. And I'd done it one or two other times before. But yeah, we did on this like horse trail wagon train where we ride horses through the mountains and like a little trail, group of horses.
Yeah.
And I got a horse that did not like me or like doing the job or didn't like something. And it threw me off the first time. And I'm like, all right, fall off the bike, get back on the bike. Go about another 100 feet or so. Horse goes crazy again, runs off the trail, sends me through a barbed wire fence, silvers me off the back of the sucker.
Nice.
I spend the night in the hospital.
Jeez.
I'm done with horses.
I understand. That's like if the one time you ever had steak, you got food poisoning. I understand.
I'm done with the horses. Oh, they're not. Yeah, well, okay, whatever. I sit in a hospital. All right, I'm good.
Mine wasn't nearly as traumatic. It was at Camp Lone Tree up in Capitan when I was in a church group in high school, and mine was just really slow.
Yeah,
like couldn't keep up with the rest of the pack, and of course that got me all self-conscious, thinking, oh, because I'm a fat kid, you can't carry me. My weight's too much and slowing you down.
Yeah, right. You're already self-conscious. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm not opposed to getting back up on the horse. And no, that's not a heroin reference.
No, y'all have fun. I'll watch from the sidelines. I will do what the good Lord intended. He invented cars for a reason, and that's what I will take.
Horseless carriages. I don't know if this is an irrational fear, but one of my greatest fears in life overall is the back end of a horse. Because I was warned at a really early age that if they can't see you back there. They're going to kick you in the head, and you will be brain dead for the rest of your life. That's pretty much how my aunt put it. So, I've been, ever since childhood, terrified of the back end of a horse.
All of us kids were terrified of the backs of horses, quicksand, and vampire bats. That's pretty much the 80s.
Just once I want to be caught in quicksand, because I feel like that's a scenario I planned for, you know?
Right, exactly. And then the vampire bats come in. You're like, oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I found out where, I've never heard of this place in my entire life, but there's a road that stretches. It's got the Guinness World Record for the longest road in the world.
Okay.
It stretches from Alaska all the way to the tip of South America.
Wow.
It's the
How's
longest,
that even possible?
It's the longest continuous road, but it's not paved all the way through. There's about a 20-mile gap in between where Mexico ends and South America
what about
begins.
The Panama Canal?
Well, it's all connected by land. Okay. But there's a spot called the Durian Gap.
Okay.
That is intraversable by vehicle.
Right.
Even off-road vehicles get stuck. Plus there's South American tribes of natives that will murder you.
Does it even qualify as a road?
There's cartel activity through there. It's intraversable jungle.
Yeah.
But technically it's a road.
Okay.
But I found out there's quicksand pits in the Durian Gap.
So you can sink 3 feet.
There's that's the one place that exists that we were warned about our whole lives is the one part you can't even get to or through.
Yeah. Well, but what about the Panama Canal?
That's
a canal.
It is, but there's a land bridge that connects all the way through.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I've never been there, so I have no idea.
I haven't personally, but yeah, it's I think it's got they said 41,000 miles of road, and so it's got the world record.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, maybe some bucket list people want to traverse at least some of it. Sounds like you can't do the whole thing, but
not with all the quicksand.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And Mexico has vampire bats.
That's
just
right.
saying.
That's true.
Be careful. If you see a horse, by golly, you best be looking at his eyeballs, not about his tail.
Ayana checking out the chat. It's okay. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. ... Uh-huh.
Yeah. Not even supposed to be here today. All right. It is 8:20. We're going to play our interview we had with Don Weld talking about Southeast New Mexico Vets Transport. Gave us an update on Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge and Spring River Zoo.
Nice.
Yes. All of the above in one short interview. Coming up next here. But first, here's your weather. Going to tell you how windy and bad it's going to be the next couple days.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very gusty wind with a low-pressure system moving to our north. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds this morning, but sunshine this afternoon. Wind gusting up to 55 miles an hour and going up to about 90 today. Overnight, we'll stay windy, our low dropping to about 50 and clear. Not as windy on Friday, but still pretty breezy, mid-80s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 76%. Winds currently out of the south at 13 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that is in effect through 10 p.m. this evening. A high wind warning that will kick in at 11 today and remain in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. Patchy blowing dust for this afternoon. Sunny and warm, highs near 90. But the winds out of the south west early, 10 to 20. Excuse me, hiccups. And then later in the day, those winds will increase 35 to 45. Could see wind gusts as high as 60 miles per hour today. Tonight, areas of blowing dust continue to about 8 p.m. Skies will be clear with an overnight low of 51 degrees. Winds will remain windy out of the west, 30 to 40, gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. Winds will drop down 15 to 25 after midnight tonight. Friday, we do have a fire weather watch. It'll kick in at 9 a.m. tomorrow. More wind, sunny, and 83, so a little cooler. West winds at 10 to 15 early, 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour by Friday afternoon. So not as windy as today, but still some winds. Friday night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 53. Breezy winds out of the southwest, 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour.
Those winds should drop down 10 to 15 miles per hour after midnight on Friday. Saturday, patchy blowing dust for the afternoon. Once again, sunny, 79 for a high on Saturday. Winds will be out of the southwest, 10 to 20 early, increasing 25 to 35, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour by Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, patchy blowing dust before 7, otherwise mostly clear and windy with an overnight low of 49 degrees. Sunny and 82 for your Sunday, sunny and 86 when you head back to work and school on Monday. All right, 8:22, we're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with Don Weld talking about Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport, also Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, and Spring River Zoo. That's up next.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes, plus new snacks and more. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all Nook's favorites from 11 to 5, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup. And find Asian Market on Facebook for updates on open times and specials.
Hi, this is Nook. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Have you been admitted to the University of New Mexico? Then it's time to sign up for new student orientation. Whether you're an incoming freshman, transfer, or non-traditional student, at NSO, you'll learn the ins and outs of life as a Lobo. From class schedules to student activities, services and resources to campus living, plus everything in between. So, are you Lobo ready? Your time at UNM begins at NSO. Register for your orientation at nso.unm.edu or apply to UNM at apply.unm.edu.
Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate in the race for State Senate District 27 with a strong conservative record on border security and stopping illegal immigration. Greg Nybert has voted against free college for illegals. He's voted against professional licensing for illegals. He has stood strong against Michelle Lujan Grisham, turning New Mexico into a sanctuary state for drugs, crime, and criminals. He has fought to end catch and release for violent criminals and will continue to do so. New Mexico is at the center of a border crisis because our laws make us a haven for illegal immigrants, drug trafficking, and cartel activity. MLG's liberal agenda has unleashed terrible harm on our state. That's why a vote for Greg Nybert is a vote to take back our border security. Greg will keep fighting against the march of the radical left that threatens to harm our way of life. Vote for Greg Nybert, a proving conservative voice for State Senate.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Turtles can breathe through their butts. We imagine you know some people who do that too, because that's where their heads reside. Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Invaders, we have pitching coach Evan Ketch, and then joining us on the phone, we have manager Garrett Toddy as well. Good morning. Garrett, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys great.
Excellent. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Welcome to Roswell. and I know everyone's getting excited for a new season of Roswell Invaders baseball here. So now, are you guys new to the organization this year, or are you returning to the organization?
Well, I'll be new. I'm here visiting from Boston.
Okay.
For a few days to get a feel for things. But Garrett, he's the experienced hand.
That's right. Garrett, we've talked before, I think.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think we did. Here.
So I'm new to the organization, being that I've spent the past 3 years managing in Garden City, and then in 19 I played for Garden City, and then in 2018 I played for the Invaders for 3 weeks, and then got released and moved on to another team.
I got
so
you.
I've actually played for the Invaders before.
You've spent some time in Roswell, New Mexico, and familiar with the area here. So, while Evan's getting introduced to green chili, you've kind of had a little experience already.
It's on my list
more
for this
than
afternoon.
enough.
So, do you still
More
play,
than
or you
enough.
just
I
manage?
love my green chili.
So, do you also play and manage, or just manage?
No, I just manage.
Okay, because I know sometimes in the Pecos League, sometimes the managers also do play and things. So I didn't know if and I imagine that's a tall order to pull off, because not only you have to get ready physically for a game, but by the way, you got to set the team strategy and all the other things that a manager does. So I imagine that could be a tall order. So I imagine it's like, you know what, I'll just do the managing duties. That's good enough there. So Evan, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up here with the Invaders organization?
Well, interestingly enough, I pitched last year for the Austin Weirdos.
Okay.
I had contacted the
So you're going to
commissioner.
see them right out the gate.
Right. I had pitched, and I had knew about the Pecos League because they actually pitched for the White Sands Pup Fish in 2017.
Okay.
Living a dream of pitching in professional baseball. And I'd stayed in touch with the commissioner, and I really enjoyed my few days in Alpine pitching with Austin.
Okay.
I contacted the commissioner after the season and asked if there was a team that might need a pitching coach.
Okay.
And he teamed me up with Garrett, and that's how I got here.
Excellent. So, so as far as working, I mean, because obviously, you guys are just now getting into Roswell and kind of getting ready for the season here. So really. And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Don Weld back with us, wearing 3 hats. His Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport hat here, which we'll tell you more about in a minute if you're not familiar. Of course, his Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge hat, which if you're not familiar, we'll tell you a little bit more about it here in a minute. And also, we'll talk a little Spring River Zoo here as well, too. 'Cause
Right.
he serves as a volunteer in that capacity, too. So when he's not doing some other things, which we'll talk about later in the show.
Later in the day.
That's right. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Mike. Man, that was me? Oh,
yeah.
I
To be
do
honest,
those?
we're quite surprised we're able to wrangle you to even come on the show to have time to do this.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
but
when we talk about the drivers thing, I just took a vet up to or 2 vets up to Albuquerque yesterday. We left at 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get home until after 7.
So you had a full day
It's a
on the
full
road
day.
or handling and that's exactly, I guess we'll call that our transition into the Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport. If you're not familiar, it is a grassroots organization started by volunteers.
Right.
Magel and some other great people have had this thing going, and it's really grassroots. We get some support from some great businesses around town and some great organizations.
Right.
But the goal and the mission of the Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport is to be a service for veterans in Southeast New Mexico, and we cover Roswell down to Eddy County and down to other parts down there
Right.
too. To getting those veterans to their medical appointments, whether they're
Correct.
here, maybe they have to go down to Artesia or to Hobbs or to El Paso or to Albuquerque. Or
Lubbock.
or
and-
Lubbock,
and
yeah.
We've even taken them as far as Amarillo.
Okay. So
that's a rarity, really rare.
But once in a
we
while,
do it.
and so it is a group of volunteers
Mhm.
that some serve a couple days a week, some serve a couple days a month. It's just whatever their availability is,
right?
And they'll drive these veterans to and from their medical appointments. They try to set it up so, like, if you live in the Artesia area, you service people in that area, and or we try to make it to work logistically in your life and your location.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But if you can volunteer a day a week or a couple days a week or a day a month or whatever, the Veterans Transport would greatly appreciate that.
That's what it's all about is volunteering and getting people to come in and help us
Sure.
out.
And let's face it, most of the biggest pool of people that really have the kind of time it takes to dedicate to a mission like this are generally retirees, people that don't have a day job per se.
Right.
But that being the case, if there's college kids that are looking for some volunteer hours during the summer here or and they want to help out, this is a great way to get involved. And by the way, you're 9 times out of 10 when you're spending a couple hours driving these veterans to their medical appointments, you're getting a wealth of information and stuff.
You got it.
Talking and I would, as a college person, some of the information you can glean from some of these vets while you're talking could serve you very well throughout the rest of your life.
That's right. A lot of history that these vets know.
Sure.
I spent 4 years in the service, but back in the 60s. But I meet guys that have been in all of these different conflicts since then, well as some Vietnam vets.
Sure. The true career veterans, folks that came in at 18 and retired in 20, 30 years later.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the information that I hear from them, the stories that I hear from them, they're just incredible. Yeah, and it's a whole history.
Well, and this is something that I think you and I can both safely say that, military, because let's face it, 99% of the people join the military, they're fresh out of high school, 18, 20, they're kids.
That's right.
Kids. And let's face it, there's not many opportunities in this world to experience the things you get to experience at 18 years of age, unless you're in the United States military. Because literally they're giving you responsibilities and jobs that are, well, let's face it, earth-shattering, life-threatening, important, life-changing type things. They do it and a good job of presenting in a way that's simple and everything, but you get to see the world. You really do. And like, even in my limited as a weapons guy, I've spent time in Europe. I spent time in Asia, granted the Middle East, but it was Asia.
That's right.
It was Kuwait.
Part of
I mean,
Asia.
not exactly a vacation spot, but that was. I experienced a different culture from their culture, like living in Kuwait and seeing the lifestyle and what that's why veterans are salty and stuff. When we watch the news and stuff and we see all the spin and everything, it's like we had boots there. We've seen a lot of what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And so we know the spin and all that. And so this is the point I know I'm getting way off topic, but this is kind of what I'm saying is the veterans, they've seen some things. They've been there and experienced life. And it's an opportunity for you to pick their brains and talk with them while you're helping them getting into their medical appointments. And some are more chatty than others, obviously.
Sure.
But they're human beings just like everybody else. You pick 10 people, they're going to get 10 different personalities.
That's right.
But some do love to, especially get a college kid in there and ask them some questions about life in Europe or something like that. They're going to share it with you because
that's right.
They love to. So
yeah, it's great. I love the vets. The ones that I run into all the time.
Yeah. I wouldn't ask them to talk war stories and stuff. That's another area. But just their life experiences and things, the things you pick up. The cultures, I have so many friends. I didn't get to do it, but like I had friends that were like 18 that they spent 4 or 5 years in Japan doing things. And that's, and every single one of them talk about what an amazing experience that was. And so there was like a couple places by the time in the military I was a little jelly. I was like Japan, I would have liked to gone to. Alaska would have been another one, but my paths didn't cross there. So,
yeah.
But that's the military. And so, you're doing a service. You're helping these veterans. They've done a great service to us. We're
just payback.
Yeah, just signing your name on that line, saying that you're basically giving up your constitutional rights to defend this United States of America, which is what every veteran has done, regardless of which branch of service, how long they served, and whatever is. They basically said, you know what, the Constitution doesn't apply to me anymore. I'm gonna sacrifice my life for the benefit of this nation if need be. And I'm going to sacrifice some of my freedoms so we can preserve the freedoms of others, because that's what every member of the military does too. You don't forget that part is, yes, they're protecting your freedoms, but to do it, they're sacrificing some of their very own freedoms.
That's right.
Some of the things
it's only a temporary thing, but
it is. But some of the things you get to enjoy as an American citizen, you do not get to enjoy as a United States military member.
No, you don't.
Things like protesting, things like that, don't fall. You're not allowed to do those kind of things.
That's right.
In the United States military.
That's right.
And so
you signed a contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we do the things we do for our veterans. Because,
That's right.
Because without them, without what they do, none of this matters. None of this would be here. It would.
It's because of our military that we have those freedoms that we can do the protests and we can do these things in this country. You couldn't do a lot of this stuff in another country.
Absolutely. Go to China and see how they handle their protests.
Yeah.
Go to China. Go to some of these other countries and see how they handle their protests.
Yeah.
And then you're
watch
going
a
to see
tank run over people.
Exactly. And that's my. But anyway, we need volunteers. We need people to help and to basically volunteer to drive.
I'll get a number there.
Yeah, if you're interested in serving and driving, if it's 1 day a week or 4 days a week or 1 day a month or 4 days a month or whatever you can volunteer, they would love to have you as part, because basically they want to get a stable of drivers. And so between this large batch, hey, we got, especially with veterans, sometimes these appointments come up quick and sudden, and there's not a lot of turnaround time on getting the logistics done. So they kind of need a stable of people that could be ready at a given notice sometimes for some of these. So if you would like to be part of that pool, and give your time, say, yeah, I'm available these days, anytime, holler me up, whatever.
Pretty much.
Reach out, and will this go to Megal or just?
No, that gets right to the dispatcher person, either Donna or Alice.
Okay, they're the ones on the ones and twos.
They'll be answering the phone.
Okay,
and you can talk to them about what the needs are and the requirements.
Okay,
have you got a clean driver's license and you can come in and spend a little time. Monday through Thursday is the only times we drive.
Okay.
Now, and
so you're off on your 3-day weekends.
Yep. Yeah. You still get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. There's been some very,
I'm sure
very
there's been a few special cases or some kind of emergency or medical thing that it fell out of those windows, and we said, well, we got to get it done.
We got to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Monday through Thursday, call that number.
Yeah.
And talk to Alice or Donna, and they can get you set up.
Okay. And the phone number to call is 575-622-0729. Again, that's 575-622-0729. And we'll mention that number again here later. And,
sure.
And for folks. But call that number. And conversely, if you are a veteran in need of the services, you're having trouble getting to your medical appointments and you need drivers to help you, call that same number and we can we'll make those arrangements and get that happen. And so if you're and the only requirements of that are really if you're a veteran. And you have a medical appointment you need to get to.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. If you have a DD-214 and you need to get some medical help.
Yeah.
Or you have an
And you guys
appointment.
do locals too, don't you, for some of that? Like, so if they just need to get from here to a doctor in Roswell, we can do that too.
We've
don't
done
have
that many times.
We don't have to travel at least an hour or more. We can do local trips too.
That's right.
In-town trips and all that kind of stuff. So, which I imagine is probably your busier stuff.
It pretty much is because most of the vets, for some reason, or there are all kinds of reasons why they can't drive.
Sure.
Either they're disabled in some way, which is the most common one, or they just don't have the ability to drive.
Absolutely.
And they don't have somebody who can drive them to those appointments.
Yeah, or they don't have a vehicle to meet the handicap needs. Sometimes that's something where if your person is a wheelchair and things, and mobility is an issue, sometimes they don't have the vehicles to get them to.
And we do have wheelchair vans.
Yes, with the lifts and all that.
We can put a whole wheelchair right in the van and take you wherever you need to go in this area.
And that's a big thank you to the many sponsors over there. Crumlin, I know, is a big supporter of the Veterans Transport for many years. I know there's been a few others.
ConocoPhillips,
another big one.
Really came through big for us. The doctors at the hospital in Carlsbad Medical Center.
Oh, nice.
Every year they do collections.
How cool is that?
And then they select a charity to give to. This last year they gave to us. I think it was 2 years that they've given to us.
Wow. So you guys have won 2 years in that
Yeah,
thing.
we get
awesome.
into that.
Well, that's
so.
cool. I love that they do that. They find a way to give back like that. That's cool. So, and by the way, that's another way you can help out. I mean, if maybe your time is limited and you can't drive, but financially, that money, because I said it's grassroots. All this goes to paying for the gas, the maintenance and upkeep of the vehicle.
Insurance.
Is a big one.
That's a big cost.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of ancillary cost for this, and it's all through donations and through generous support of the community. It really
the
is.
office that we work out of is pretty much through the generosity of Crumlin.
Awesome.
So
they even donate the space for you guys to conduct business. So that's really good. So please, if you would like to volunteer, if you are in need of these services as a veteran, or if you'd like to, help out in other ways, maybe you can't drive, but you financially or maybe you got resources for other things that would be beneficial to the Veterans Transport. Please call the number 575-622-0729. Again, 575-622-0729. I believe the Southeast New Mexico Veterans have a Facebook page too, don't they? I thought I saw one, but maybe I'm wrong.
They have been on Facebook.
You don't know if they're active, though?
It's an active page or not.
So let's just stick with the number, because I was thinking maybe shoot that a message, but maybe it's not active.
Yeah.
Again, 575-622-0729. That's the number for the Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport Service.
Correct.
And if you have questions, if you want to volunteer, if you are in need of services, or if you'd like to donate
Give us
or
a
get
call.
involved, get there. And trust me, it's such a great service. And I know, like you said, Don, you're working morning, sun up, sundown, sometimes volunteering. But I'm betting that there's days that you feel pretty good after spending the day with some of these vets and helping them out. And you're like, I'm
even
tired,
on
but
those long days, I get home and I think, gee, that was long. I'm tired,
but it was a good day.
It was a good day. I got to meet somebody or
have my own positive life experiences here. Yeah. So it's good for your soul too.
Yes, it
is
very
for the
much
souls
so.
you're helping. So, you want to talk a little Friends of Bitter Lake here while we got
we just had
here?
our annual spring cleaning this last weekend. Unfortunately, it was kind of wet and rainy, and I had been really pushing all week, and I didn't feel like, for my health, that I should go out there that day. So.
And you know what? We don't get much rain, so let's enjoy the time we got. All right.
That's right. That's right. So, but they did have some a number of people who came out. I don't know the exact numbers. They had a lot of planting, put a lot of plants down that they wanted to, and they got all of those in the ground. One of the big things that they like to put down is the what they call the butterfly plant.
Okay, is this the plant that the butterflies?
They lay their eggs on this.
Okay,
and
so that's their little butterfly hotel plant.
Yeah, their
nursery,
hotel,
maybe.
their nursery,
the nursery.
Actually the butterflies, they lay the eggs, they do their cocoon thing. When they come out, they're hungry, so that's the first thing they eat.
So it's nursery / cafeteria.
Right. That's right. Well, that's the nursery. Yeah. Milkweed.
That's right.
But that gives them their toxicity.
Okay.
So that other
Protects
wildlife
them. Yeah, that's their
isn't
defense
necessarily going to get them. So it helps.
Yeah. When you're pretty and stuff, people, you track things and stuff like that.
That's right.
So they have to have that toxicity when they get close and say, oh, that's not what I want.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that'll
pretty
make me sick. Yeah. It's amazing what animals know.
Yeah, see, so they're carrying a big stick and walking softly. That's the kind of thing they can do that. But that's cool that they get to do all they volunteer. And I hope a bunch of kids got to be a part of that.
I think they did.
Yeah.
They had some kids come out there. And speaking of kids, that's another thing. we just passed out our annual drawing contest
For Dragonfly
application
Festival.
for dragonflies. The kids are, as we speak, in school.
Yes.
They have their little sheets that they do their dragonflies.
They get to design basically designing the logo for this year's Dragonfly Festival.
That's right.
That's what they're doing.
The winner of all this will be on the logo for the Dragonfly.
So all the
contest.
T-shirts and all the signs and everything that's talking about this year's Dragonfly Festival will feature the artwork of the winning student here.
Plus, they will get a monetary compensation.
Yeah.
It's just not just the top one, but
some of the second, third places, and some of the best in show kind of things.
There you
and
go.
all that.
There you go.
Yeah, and actually Don asked me to help with the judging on
That's
there,
right.
so I will do my best to do that here when later in May when we do all that stuff. But if your students haven't seen them, ask their teachers. What grade levels are they
It
going
starts
to?
for kindergarten.
Okay.
It's K through 5.
Okay. So all the elementary schools should be having them around town.
all the elementary up through.
So if your high
5.
school is like asking, they probably need to talk.
We need to get some other. We want to do, and hopefully, we're going to be able to set that up in the future.
Yeah, let some of our younger, older artists get involved.
That and a photo contest.
Oh, that would be great too.
So that's in the works.
By the way,
working
Bitter
on
Lake
that.
Wildlife Refuge is a beautiful canvas for many photos and things.
Oh
like
yes.
that.
Oh yeah. You should see the wildlife photographers out there.
Oh, I imagine you get some of that National Geographic type stuff and the things that win prizes and things like that.
They have a little video that when you go to the nature store, you can ask to see the videos, and they do a video on dragonflies, the life cycle of a dragonfly, and on the refuge itself.
Oh, cool!
So the group that came out, now don't quote me on this, but I think it was a National Geographic group.
Okay.
That came out and to do the series, and then they put it together in a little video.
So it looks a lot like when you watch those like Animals in the Wild National Geographic.
Correct.
Things. It's filmed in that style.
They came out and let's see if I can get all the story correct. But it was they came out to do a set series for a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it says they got into it and got past that first period of time, and they says, "This is so great, we want to stay and do some more." And so they stayed. I don't know. They extended their time.
That's so cool
because they really enjoyed what they were getting.
Cool. And I imagine that's how they get a lot of those series when they're talking about like lifespans of animals or plants and things. They really have to spend years following.
Sometimes
some of these
they do
to get the full story.
Yeah.
And so I imagine that you'll probably see some of that coming out of Bitter Lake because
That's
of
right.
that, so.
Because of our, the way our world turns.
Mm-hmm.
The world turns. That sounds familiar.
We should do something. We should try and do a show or something.
There you
like
go. I'm aging myself there. But
is
anyway,
that still in the air? It might still be on. I don't know.
It could be.
I don't know.
These...
My grandmother. I used to watch it because my grandma would set me down. My grandma was a devoted soap opera watcher, and she babysat me when I was little, like 4.
Yeah.
And so literally she'd go do her chores, and she'd put me down in front of the TV, and I'd have to do a report on what happened while she was doing her chores. So I'm very familiar with As the World Turns.
Yep. But because of the way our world turns, you see different portions of the year, different things happening, and that's what these guys were looking at.
Yeah.
This is, hey, okay, we saw this. Let's see what.
And that's something we tell people every time we talk about Bitter Lake. If you've been to Bitter Lake once, then you haven't experienced Bitter Lake fully because you going to Bitter Lake like right now in April and May is going to be a different experience than coming in September, August.
Yep.
November. I mean, it's even that quick where August is one way. A month later, it's completely different out there.
That it is.
That's just and of course that time we're hitting migratory season. Of course, we're probably in the reverse migratory season now, where
everything's going north.
Everything's going north now.
Yeah.
So again, and as with the running joke I say every time here is Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is pilot Flying J for our migratory species, and so
That's right.
birds and insects and many animals call that a stopover, a place to fuel up and
rest a little bit
and
move on to their next place.
Yeah, and get on to that.
Yeah, the cranes are already gone. The geese are already gone. I shouldn't say that. They told me that there is one pair of Canada goose.
Okay.
One pair that is still on the refuge.
Yeah. Are they?
It's possible
that they're together.
They might be a mated pair,
Awesome.
and they might be nesting.
So maybe they might be hanging out for a while to expand the family a little bit before they move on to their
it's
next.
possible.
Yeah, which does happen from time to time.
That's
They stop and settle, and then once
they say this is far enough, we'll just stay here.
And now they'll hatch the kids and then move on to the north or wherever their final destination is for the season. But that's what we're talking about, the experience there. So that being said, and we'll talk more about Dragonfly Festival as we get closer to that in September.
Yeah.
But now's the time to start. Kids, start if you love to draw and love to create. Make sure you turn into that contest and get those. And I'm telling you, we see every year there's some beautiful stuff that these kids create with the dragonflies.
Oh, yeah.
So turn your creative juices loose and have some fun. And it's dragonfly themed. That's pretty much, I think they turn you loose. I'll pass that and say, make sure it represents Dragonfly Festival. Pass that, have fun with it.
That's right.
And see what you come up with. And I'm telling you, I haven't judged before. But a lot of some of the submissions over the years, and I think I got my work cut out for me here. There's
some really creative kids in this community.
Yeah, we do.
And some of the things they come up with are just incredible. I do this every year, and every year
kind of blows you away.
Wow! Oh, that's new. I like that.
And I get that same like when you go to the fair, like when you go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair or something.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the education building and you look at all the different artworks and different projects that the kids and adults have done.
Right.
And
Catholic. A week and a half ago, a week ago last Friday, I think it was, and I was honored to be one of the judges for that.
Oh, cool.
So I got to see all of these little science projects from kids, grade school kids.
Yeah.
And it was, I was blown away by the kids. They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
And the things that they do.
I get when I talk to some of the like kids on the radio here, like we'll have some of the students from NMMI come on and they're high school, but they're basically what you're doing. They did it 10 years prior, and now they're up, and now I'm seeing them later. And some of these kids are creating patents for things that really could change our future. And I'm like, man, that is so cool.
And
kids
there they are, right
18,
here,
right here in New Mexico, and they could be changing the world globally with some of the
things they're coming up with
that they're creating.
I remember seeing some of that from NIMI. Yeah,
it's so impressive to see that kind of stuff.
I love it.
But anyway, getting back to Bitter Lake here, if you would like to be involved more, the Friends of Bitter Lake are always looking for more volunteers to serve. Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. It's run by the National Park Service. It is not Bottomless Lake State Park. Bottomless Lake State Park is a park for recreating, fishing,
that's right,
hiking, camping, all that stuff. Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is a sanctuary for animal and plant life native to this region, and it's the priority there. We as humans are there as visitors. We come and preserve it. There's some camping and things for scouts and those kind of things, but it is not the place to come and paddle boat and fish.
No.
It is a place to come and observe nature, and keyword, observe nature, and not participate in the nature.
Yeah, don't get in the middle of it.
and let that happen. But it is a constant fight, and the volunteers help work with the national guys here to keep it as native to what it's supposed to be. So there's a lot of plant life and things that have ended up in New Mexico, that thrives in New Mexico, that's native to New Mexico, that is invasive and threatens some of the plant species and life at Bitter Lake. So there's a fight there to protect that. Same with animals. Some of the animals and things that are native and we have to protect, and keeping some of the ones that really shouldn't be here. So it's really that fight. It's more plant life than animal life, but that's the mission, is to keep the Bitter Lake refuge to preserve it, to what it's supposed to be here, and for us to have something to study and appreciate. So after we're off this earth, and your grandkids, they can come to Bitter Lake, and it looks very much the same as it does
Nature.
as you're looking at it right now.
That's right.
And that's the whole point of it. So, but the Friends of Bitter Lake are the friends that do service projects, conservation projects out there. They run the store out there if you want to go buy the books and T-shirts and hats and all that. All of that money supports the Friends of Bitter Lake.
Back.
And so they got some cool gifts out there if you got birthdays or Christmas or anything. If you're looking for some great gifts for kids and adults, they got all kinds of stuff out there. But anyway, they run. And so if you'd like to serve in that capacity as a volunteer, please reach out to Friends of Bitter Lake through Don or through the Friends of Bitter Lake website, friendsofbitterlake.org, and reach out through there, and they'd be happy to tell you when the next meeting is and all the what you got to do to get involved.
That's right. And if you do want to volunteer directly to the refuge itself, if you go to the nature store and you ask for Steve Alvarez, he is the coordinator.
He's kind of the park ranger over there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I grew up with Yogi Bear, so everything I Smith right there.
He doesn't have that hat though. I'm gonna have to get him one. But yeah, he's the one that does the coordinating for the volunteers directly on the. You can be a volunteer without being a Friends member.
Okay, cool.
Or you can be a Friends member without being a volunteer. Okay. Whichever way you want to do it.
So however you would like to,
like me.
Yeah. However you'd like to support, they'd love to have you do that. And so but yeah, like the new bird blind and all that stuff that was recently done here in the last year or so. All that's Friends of Bitter Lakes. That's what the Friends do.
We supported that all the way through.
Absolutely. And don't forget, I know our scouting friends, they like to camp and things. We'd love to, if you're looking for service projects, conservation projects, things like that, or if you're a other civic organization that wants to do volunteer work, get in touch with the friends. They'd love.
That's right.
They can always use more help.
Speaking of the scouts, the scout camp out there is available for scouts.
Excellent.
They can go out and have a camp out. However, we had that floods that we had, was that last year? Yeah. That just wiped that thing out.
So we're
still doing. We got to do a lot of work on getting.
Scouts are good at doing work. If you want to maybe do some service projects in that area, I'm sure we can find that out. Maybe there's a few Eagle projects or two that might be in the works in there. Just
there you go.
So, I just saw the time, so we better wrap up here real quick. But I do want to get the zoo in real quick as well too.
Yeah, the Friends of the Zoo. We're trying to get new members.
Okay.
Because now we are a separate entity.
Okay.
For a while there, we were commingled with the zoo itself, the city, and
so the volunteers have separated.
We're now
their own
a separate entity again, nonprofit. But we that's our purpose is to support the zoo.
Okay.
Those animals, take care of them.
Is it the Friends of Spring River Zoo? Or?
Friends of Spring River Zoo. You can go online. I don't have. Wait a minute. I think I may have that number.
All right.
If nothing else, you can call me.
And I know Friends of the Zoo does have a Facebook and all that you can reach out to.
They have a Facebook number. And Friends of Spring River Zoo. Oh no, that one's defunct.
Okay.
my bad. But Friends of Spring River Zoo, you can look it up online, and you will be directed to the right place. But right now, we're trying to organize. If you have an idea that you might like to get involved with that, please give me a call.
Okay.
Don Weld. 575-495-3325.
All right. And then we'll get you a volunteer. We'll find you.
We'll find a way to get you into it.
If there's a desire, we'll find a spot for it.
Right.
And
We've got lots of stuff. So we're trying to rebuild all of that.
Yeah. So to recap before we go, if you want to get involved with anything with the Southeast New Mexico Veterans Transport, whether you need their services or want to volunteer, reach out by calling 575-622 0729 575 622 0729.
Right.
If you want to volunteer or get involved or have anything or any questions regarding Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, Friends of Bitter Lake, friendsofbitterlake.org is the website you can go to there. And, of course, don't hesitate to come on down to the gift shop there at the Bitter Lake Refuge, and you talk to a volunteer there and get involved and maybe buy some swag, too.
There you go.
And then, of course, the zoo here, we're looking for more friends to be part of the volunteer group here. And so we can get bigger, better events, things, and happening out at the zoo here. So,
yeah, in other words, volunteer. We need volunteers.
If every person in town just picked their one passion and followed it and got involved with it in that way.
One day a week.
Yeah.
Or even one day a month if you were involved with that.
Yep. Find your thing, whether it's sports, youth sports, or veterans affairs, or homeless, whatever it is that your passion is.
Yep.
Find it and get involved with it.
Yep.
So, Don, as always, appreciate it. We'll see you here in about an hour and a half or so, or a little over an hour.
gotta do some things here, and then I'll be back.
Yeah,
with the Legion.
Sorry, he's got to get the bus back for the veterans transport. He had, like you said, a late night last night, so he's got to get back to for the next group here. So it is 7:55. Let's take a quick break. County Sports.
Correspondent Jeremy House reporting. The drugs are so disruptive that even established diet companies like Weight Watchers and brands like Lean Cuisine are trying to keep up. Secretary of State Blinken is in China, where he's raising what the U.S. describes as unfair Chinese trade practices. He's on a 3-day visit for what are expected to be contentious talks. News and analysis at townhall.com. The World Health Organization says England tops the global list of the number of children who consume alcohol.
The World Health Organization questioned tens of thousands of school-aged children across Europe, Central Asia and Canada about their smoking, vaping and alcohol habits. At the age of 11, more than a third of boys and girls in England say they've drunk alcohol. By 13, more than half have done so. Both figures were higher than any other country surveyed. Health experts say while drinking among young people is in decline overall, the UK remains one of the world's heaviest drinking nations. They say the earlier a child drinks, the more likely they are to develop alcohol problems later.
That report from the BBC's Dominic Hughes. A memorial service being held at Washington's National Cathedral today to honor 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers who were killed in Gaza earlier this month. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
I got a beautiful gift just a few minutes ago.
Indeed.
I did. Crystal and the folks at Roswell Seed.
I got some Crystal. He got real hooked up.
I got Crystal. Coffee Crystal. No. Crystal Noble. and the folks at Roswell Seed, they made me a birthday cake.
Nice.
Chocolate on chocolate.
Nice.
So I'm sharing. So be warned, it's for my palate, not y'all.
Right.
And I got, of course, a cool birthday message too. So
Happy birthday, old man, it says.
I want to see a cake with the flames like that.
Right?
Oh, really? That's a goal in life. Wait till I get a little older.
That's a cool cake.
Yeah.
Now let me paint the picture. So Crystal texted me on Saturday.
Yeah, let me show the cake while you're talking.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Crystal texted me on Saturday and said, "Hey, what are Mike's favorite colors?" And what I texted. Now, bear in mind, I was in the middle of a Bowling for Soup concert while this was happening. But I said Redskins colors, and she goes, "Which are?" I said, "But they're not the Redskins anymore, but he likes those colors." And then she said, "Which are?" And I was like, "I'm at a concert. Why can't you Google it?" But I didn't find out until literally just moments ago. She never actually saw the text that said Redskins colors.
Yep, he was cussing you the whole time.
I was just
just kidding.
Out loud, I was like, "I don't know. Google it."
Yeah.
But she didn't have anything to Google.
Actually, I had no
a
idea.
reference.
He mentioned this morning that he had talked to you while he was at the Bowling for Soup concert.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I commented, was like, "You took a call at a concert?"
Well, no, I wouldn't even have seen the text had I not been taking a picture. They do this thing in the middle of the Bowling for Soup set where they turn all the lights up and they have a gratuitous group photo moment where they'll all get together as a band and they'll let you take pictures of them, like silly poses as a band,
Nice.
all while they're playing Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up." Yeah, so we got Rickrolled. So it was around that time that I was getting a picture of the gratuitous photo shoot and saw her text. So
Nice.
It was just right place, right time.
But
cool
thank
cake.
you to Crystal and everyone at Roswell Seed and everyone doing this. That was very nice. That was cool.
Mhm.
A big thank you to everyone for that. It was very nice to get a cake here. And of course I will share. I don't know the cake will make it, so y'all dig in.
No, what I want to see, honestly, you don't have to share. If you'll just eat it with your hands like a 5-year-old. That's what I want to see. Is reverting back to
but
childhood.
I feel like I'm ruining the cake.
Yeah, there was a lot of work that went into it. I don't know if I
I
wanna-
feel like I'm besmirching.
What we need to do is we need to get Mike a smash cake, like you do for a 1-year-old. You know, you got the normal birthday cake, but then you give them a little cake for their own,
Right,
so they can smash it.
Yeah. Although I don't know if the radio studio is the best place to be doing that.
No,
They might get a little mad at me.
Crumbs and icing probably not the
Like,
the best
why
thing
is
there.
there still icing? Your birthday was 2 years ago.
Your birthday was 2 years ago. I mean, yes, and also a year ago, and also last month.
But I'm just saying that icing will be here for next thing you know, we're like, is that icing from your birthday?
Right?
It's July.
It'll end up underneath like a dial.
Yeah.
You'll pull like a pot off of one of the boards, and there's just icing underneath.
Because we
it.
all know cake icing does not. You get it in places, and you're
Mhm.
like, how did it even get there?
Right.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Like it's on the ceiling somehow. I don't even remember.
And
being
because
up
I'm a
there.
choco freak, 99 times it's chocolate frosting. So I'm like, frosting or something else? Let's check. It's frosting.
Just to make sure.
But that's very nice. Thank you.
So I'm curious about something.
Mhm.
Now I pull back the curtain.
Yes.
I'm starting a new hobby. I've picked up mixology.
Yes. Taking up drinking.
I'm taking up professional drinking. But no, I started watching, people making cocktails, and it's really interesting to watch them, mix and all that. And one of the ones I'm working on kind of trying to perfect is a whiskey sour.
Okay.
Now, the traditional recipe for a whiskey sour calls for an egg white.
Okay.
When you to shake with it. I was telling my friend.
I don't think I've ever seen a bartender put an egg white in a drink before.
Well, you put it into the shaker before you, as you're
Yeah, but
shaking, before
even
you shake the
still,
drink.
I don't like. I don't remember going to a bar and seeing them with eggs. I don't hang out at bars either.
Now, I have
In
heard it
fairness.
said that the sour can be served straight up or with the egg white.
Yeah,
as
I'm
an
just thinking
option.
a lot of bartenders leave that.
It does
ingredient
seem
out.
like if you're at a busy bar, that's probably not.
Yeah.
You don't want to order like a complicated
Yeah.
drink. But so I was talking to my friend whose kid's grandma has a farm and she has chickens. So I was trying to see if I can get some farm fresh eggs. So here's the question I have is, do you think are farm fresh eggs safe to use raw? Because they're not pasteurized.
Mm-hmm.
So would pasteurization make a difference?
You know what? You need to talk to ag people on this
I feel
one,
like I need.
yeah.
That's maybe a
That's
question
out of
for,
my wheelhouse. Yeah,
For, yeah, the
I don't even
agriculture
want
people.
to speculate a guess and be way wrong.
Because I'm not trying to like give my friends botulism or something, you know, or whatever comes from
I'm
eating
gonna
raw
say
eggs.
it's probably fine. I mean, we eat them all the time.
Right.
What difference if you put it in an alcoholic drink?
Well, because you're not cooking it beforehand.
Yeah,
it's kind
that's
of the
true.
same thing if you ever
Yeah,
made
that's
like an eggnog, like traditional
Yeah,
eggnog.
that's true. I didn't think about that.
You add egg white, but
well, but then again, you're baking a cake because I'll say you put the eggs in a cake.
yeah,
but then you're baking.
It's getting up to a certain temperature.
Yeah. So I don't know, Crystal. Maybe she knows about that. egg
You're
stuff.
you're kind of ag
adjacent.
You're ag adjacent exactly. Are farm fresh eggs okay to be used in a raw scenario? No, what I mean is since they're not pasteurized, is it okay? Is it still safe to eat a raw egg white or consume a raw egg white? See, I'm in the process.
Ah,
Then
see, there you
cooking
go.
it?
See, that's
Really?
what I was
See, I
thinking,
thought-
but I don't want to say that.
I thought
because I don't know.
Really? Now I knew that you don't have to refrigerate non-pasteurized eggs.
No, but also you have to make sure that you clean the farm.
Right.
Get on that
Outside.
mic there so they can hear you.
Oh yeah,
better.
sorry. I'm just having a conversation at this
You
point.
need to clean them and
Yes.
float them before you eat them.
Clean and what you say?
Float.
Oh, float. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
to make sure they're not bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the process of learning how to make a whiskey sour, and part of the ingredients for that is an egg white into the shaker.
Yes.
And so I was just curious if a raw farm egg white would be safe versus like a store-bought egg white.
Yes, it's the safer
Okay.
version.
There you go.
Cool.
Because the
That's good to know.
store pasteurized one, you don't know how long it's technically been there.
That's
There you
true.
go.
It's not straight out the
In my head, that felt right, but I didn't want to say it on the radio and be
not-
like,
it's
"That
not
guy's
straight
an
from the
idiot."
source.
straight out the.
I have no idea. I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse of knowledge. I bow out when it comes
Well, cool.
to that.
Now I know.
There you go.
Neat.
So there you go.
See, who says morning radio doesn't teach you stuff?
So go start chasing chickens around and making whiskey sours.
There you go.
Or go buy fresh farm eggs at Roswell Seed.
Oh, you guys sell farm eggs? Yeah. Nice. I got a connection. I'm not going to do that, but that's awesome.
I need a connection.
You should.
I don't have an egg guy.
You got. Everybody has to have a good egg
You
guy.
have an egg guy.
I need an egg guy.
You just don't know you have an egg guy, but you have an egg guy.
I just lost my hair guy.
He's like,
You have
finally
an
I
egg
can
guy?
retire.
He's right there. It's in the picture.
Oh, sweet.
Mike's hair guy's been desperately trying to cling on to hope for years. Now I can finally retire.
That's right.
I just want to go spend time with my family.
Thank God. He got rid of that 7 hairs he's got up there. Very good. Well, Crystal Noble's going to join us here in her official capacity in just a few minutes.
And Rob
here.
Tynes.
And Rob Tynes as well. Very good. So we got 2 times.
Two
Yes,
times.
Excellent. And so is Rob? What's his hat today?
Westlake.
His Westlake
Hardware.
hat. Okay, I was like, because he has his Main Street hat. He got a couple hats. I was like,
Yeah.
which hat we wearing today? So
Ace
our
Hardware.
Westlake and Ace Hardware hats. Sweet. Very good. So good deal. So I'm guessing, huh? Yes, I was just asking which hat he was wearing today. He's like, I'm wearing. He's got no hat on.
Mike, it's.
Well, I know who you are.
He wanted to
Mike,
know
I didn't
which-
know if you were representing. I
wanted
knew
to
who
know
you
which
were.
one you
I didn't know if you were
were playing
representing Ace
You
or
were-
Main Street. That was
he
my.
goes, are we Main Street?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Ace?
exactly.
he
That
goes,
was. I knew
what
who you
hat
are.
is
I
he
just-
wearing today?
Mike.
I would just want to know what we're which Rob we getting. Are we getting Main Street Rob or Ace Rob or which Rob?
Mike, it's Rob Tynes. I just felt like everybody else was saying I needed to too.
So you're saying Rob Tynes is here?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Now let me get this straight.
So what you're trying to tell me?
The wobbly.
All right. So Rob Tynes and Crystal Noble
Yes.
will join us here. We'll talk Humane Society and talk Ace Hardware a little bit too.
Nice.
Because I imagine
Yes.
we've got an event to talk about. So see, I just didn't start radio last night. I learned. Yeah, it's right. I'm getting wiser. Wiser. That's what this is called. Wiser.
knowledge by
That's
the day.
right. Yeah. Pretty soon I'll be so smart now.
I've been saying it for years. Mike's a real smart fella.
Yeah. Usually there's more words after smart that follow that, but yeah, we'll go with that. All right, 9:16. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Very gusty wind with a low-pressure system moving to our north. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds this morning, but sunshine this afternoon. Wind gusting up to 55 miles an hour and going up to about 90 today. Overnight, we'll stay windy, our low dropping to about 50 and clear. Not as windy on Friday, but still pretty breezy, mid-80s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. What you're about to hear will totally blow your mind.
It's the grand reopening at the all-new Roswell Ford. The all-new Roswell Ford has new management and a whole new attitude.
I interrupt this commercial for more breaking news.
Attention car buyers. The all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade, and we need them now. So there's never been a better time to trade and upgrade to a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for less. Making payments on your current vehicle and you want out early? Even if your current car is rusted, busted, and can't be trusted, Roswell Ford wants to spring you out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about payment or interest rate? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more lenders that can help with all types of credit with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Get pre-approved today at RoswellFord.com. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or visit us online at RoswellFord.com. $15.15 per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
Senator Greg Neibert is the only candidate in the race for State Senate District 27 with a strong conservative record on border security and stopping illegal immigration. Greg Neibert has voted against free college for illegals. He's voted against professional licensing for illegals. He has stood against Michelle Lujan Grisham, turning New Mexico into a sanctuary state for drugs, crime, and criminals. He has fought to end catch and release for violent criminals and will continue to do so. New Mexico is at the center of a border crisis because our laws make us a haven for illegal immigrants, drug trafficking, and cartel activity. MLG's liberal agenda has unleashed terrible harm on our state. That's why a vote for Greg Neibert is a vote to take back our border security. Greg will keep fighting against the march of the radical left that threatens to harm our way of life. Vote for Greg Neibert, a proving conservative voice for State Senate.
Paid for by Greg Neibert for State Senate.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
Check out some of the Dollar Days bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select bottles of Food Club barbecue sauce are $1 each, and select varieties of Kellogg's breakfast cereals are 2 for $10. In produce, snack-sized mangoes are 2 for $1, and large cantaloupe are $2 each. In the meat department, family packs of choice boneless beef arm roast are $4 a pound, and family packs of bone-in sirloin cut pork chops are just $1 a pound. These are some of the Dollar Day savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Artesia General Hospital's family practice providers support the healthcare needs of every member in your family, no matter their age. With locations in Artesia and Carlsbad, our compassionate experts offer a full range of primary services and can help manage chronic conditions, treat illness and injury, and coordinate specialty care. Whether you need a medical provider for your entire family or are getting on track with your annual checkup, we're here for you. Reach out today at artesiageneral.com/family.
Something big is coming to Roswell Honda. It's Gas Cash Mania at Roswell Honda. During the enormous event, hundreds of vehicles will be liquidated to the public at rock-bottom prices, like a 2019 Ford Fusion, just $189 a month, or a 2011 Honda Element, just $139 a month. Get a 12-pack and a shot at the cash grab just for stopping by, and a mini grill with a test drive. Then join Roswell Honda Saturday for free food, Jolly Jumps for the kids, and your chance to win a new smoker and a $100 Visa gift card. Gas Cash Mania. On now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop invites you to move on in and check out the fantastic selection of threads, fabrics, and patterns. Take advantage of a huge sale on Brother sewing machines. If you just want to tune up on your own machine, bring it on over for in-house maintenance. And with free lessons at the Calico Cow, you can learn from some of the absolute best. Let's keep the tradition and art of sewing going. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell, right behind Farley's. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
It's time once again for the New Mexico Cattle Growers Association's mid-year meeting, happening June 9th through the 11th at the Ruidoso Convention Center. Registration is now open for the Memorial Golf Tournament and trade show with tons of vendors, plus a Cattle Growers exclusive event, Race Day at Ruidoso Downs. Cost is $70 per person. And don't miss the awards dinner and dance with a performance by Tel Runyon. Cost is $25 per person. To register for this mid-year meeting, log on to nmagriculture.org or call the NMCGA at 505-247-0584. Ad paid for by Lincoln County Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Alaska is the only state name that can be typed on one row of keys. Go ahead and try typing the other 49 states. We'll wait. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and now officially joining us in studio here, Crystal Noble with the Roswell Humane Society and Rob Tynes wearing his Ace Hardware hat this morning. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
And thank you for the
Good
birthday
morning.
gifts. Rob he is awesome. He got me some candy bars and a new mug here. So thank you for the birthday gifts, and of course, Crystal and herself and everyone at Roswell Seed got me this awesome. Would you like some cake? I'll share the cake if you want some cake.
I made the cake. I did not buy it.
I know, but I know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm going to take a stab that Rob is a man who loves his sweets like I do.
I do. I will definitely enjoy a piece of cake.
And if you'd love a piece of cake, please do not leave without one.
Yeah, we
So
won't.
We'll let them take it in there and cut because you don't want me in charge of that thing.
Mike with a knife.
I'm not well with utensils. But thank you very much. That was cool. I really do appreciate it. Makes a fella feel good. So thank you very much.
Happy Age Day.
That's right. Yeah, I'm old man. I've been old
You're
man
youthful.
for a while.
So I always tell John or even my uncle that once you hit 50, you start going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're one.
There you go. I'm back to one.
You're back to
Mentally, that's right on par. Too. I mean,
Well, the 50s are the new 30s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I keep saying that every year. I said that in my 40s. I said it. Wait till I hit the 60s. They'll be the new 30s too. Watch.
Hit your 60s. I'm 20 again.
That's right. Well, I keep saying, I just want to hit that point in my life where I get old enough where they just chalk up every stupid, rude thing I do as just being old. Like they just excuse you. You know, I want to get to that point where you get a pass. You're like, you just say the most profoundly obnoxious, weirdest thing, and people are like, oh, he's just old. That's all right. Let him do it. You know what I mean? I want to get to that stage in life. I want to be that guy that says something inappropriate. They just let you because you're old. That's my goal in life.
Got like 30 years to go, Mike.
That's right. I'm starting now, but they get a little salty when I do it. So anyway, we're here to talk about
So this Saturday,
the day after tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This man worked his tail off and got a proclamation from our mayor.
Oh, nice.
To make Saturday National Roswell Pet Adoption Day.
Excellent. So, you know, if you need an excuse to say this is a time to get involved, but if you are have the ability, that's the first thing. You gotta have the ability. If you're not in a financial or physical situation to adopt an animal, please don't. Because at Humane Society, the goal of every pet in that building is to find their forever loving home, and there are certain requirements to make that happen. So, and we've said this 100 times, owning a pet is like owning a kid.
Correct.
It's almost as expensive nowadays. I mean, it comes, they got health insurance. I saw a whole, how you see the drug commercials for pretty much every human affliction under the sun? They're like, twitchy eye syndrome. Here's whatever. They're just making up things at this point. Now they're doing it for pets.
Yep.
Yes.
And I started seeing one for some dog joint thing or something, and it was like just like all these other human meds that you're seeing. So we're living in that world.
Get insurance.
So owning a pet is a huge responsibility. And if you don't have the means or the ability to do that, that's step one. But if you got that and the rest, we'd love to have you. Come, we want these pets to find those forever homes, to create the loving family experiences that every pet that we all talk about and create, whether you're a cat or a dog or a chicken,
they have emotions too.
Absolutely.
They have feelings.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, there's a reason why you can spend hours on TikTok or X or whatever and just watch like dog and cat videos because they're pretty cool. And you know what? I wish that was the world now. Like, I wish we had Twitter, but just dog and cat videos and nothing else. Like, you're not allowed to put anything else but dog and cat videos.
We need the fun horse videos and cat videos.
Okay, I'll take some. Yeah, we'll have some. All right, we might allow some of those in, but nothing serious. It's an animal doing something that either makes us laugh or makes us go awe. And if it's not that, then it don't get it in there.
So it's an animals only page.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good idea.
That actually is.
And nothing but feel good laugh videos. For that way you don't get accidentally slipped in one of these political ones or one of these ones that just want you make you throw your phone across the room.
Yeah.
Just cats doing weird things, dogs doing weird things, and people embracing and loving that kind of thing. That's an hour of that I feel better.
So this Saturday.
This Saturday, sorry, I get distracted.
No, you're fine. This Saturday, Animal Control will be joining us, or Roswell Animal Services.
Excellent.
And then Pampered Paws is going to be there.
Yeah, we have Micah from Pampered Paws. She'll be out doing nail trimming.
Okay.
She's charging $10, and then she's going to donate half of that $10 towards our function that we're having on Saturday.
Excellent.
Our goal is to have 5 dogs or 5 pets adopted.
Okay.
Westlake is going to give each one of those adoptions a $50 gift card.
Excellent.
To purchase the items that's needed.
By the way, the Westlake Ace has a great section for pets and everything else.
They do.
Yeah, that's the thing about Ace is most people go and they think hardware related items, and sure, got you covered. We're there. You need screwdrivers and screws and nails and all that. They got you covered. But they got just as much quality of life type things, your grilling stuff, your pets, and things that you typically don't think of in a hardware store. So, don't forget, while you're there checking out all the lovable cats and dogs for adoption, you can get your pet beds and pet food and toys and all that stuff.
Their
right
new
inside.
pet engraving, the tag engraver came in.
Yeah, so we will be able to do dog tags or
Excellent.
pet tags. We've got a large selection. We'll engrave them right there.
Excellent. And that's always great. And plus, it's a cute, fun thing. It's like, because we all want to bling up things. I don't care whatever level it is. We all want to put your stank on it a little bit. Yeah. And the name tag is that perfect. Oh, we give them a heart one or a bone one or a bell one or whatever shape
Well, and it's great too because a lot of times when you do see these pets on Lost and Found Roswell, a lot of them don't have dog tags with no information on them.
Absolutely.
If you can't afford to have it chipped, it's just another great way to keep your identity for your pet.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm going to assume at the adoption event on Saturday, it's going to work just like it would be at the Humane Society. The chip, the pet will go to the vet of your choosing once you find the one you love to get microchipped. And I also recommend for physical and just, being a good pet owner, making sure everything's good to go with your pet and get their shots and if they need those and all that. But the pet will not, unless it's spayed neuter, but they got to chip it. And so it's got to go see a vet before. And then, of course, if it needs to be spayed or neutered, it will also take place at that time.
And Animal Control will be offering information about how to get the public's pet microchipped without having to go to the vet.
Okay, yeah, because the Animal Control has slightly different rules than the Humane Society.
Well, they offer microchipping for the public.
Gotcha.
But
so you can do it in and out pretty easy with them.
Yeah, but it has to be done at their facility. They can't do it out in the public at an event.
The machines or whatever they're not mobile, I'm assuming. So
they are, but the insurance only allows them to do it inside their facility.
The tape of red runs thick.
Yes, unfortunately. So if anybody's pet needs to be microchipped, Animal Control will be giving out information of how they can go down to Roswell Animal Services and be able to get their pet microchipped through them.
Absolutely.
At a discounted price.
And by the way,
she said they were $10 to have them done.
So that's really cheap. That's pretty.
Well, we were going to
try to do it at the event,
but because of the insurance and
then
the legalities,
at some point we did discuss, having it completed at the time of the adoption. Gotcha. However, things just because of the political, the red tape, we have to follow the policies and procedures and guidelines.
When the government's involved, there's rules and bureaucracy.
Well, it was great though. Mayor Jennings coming through and putting a proclamation on it. It's official. It's really nice. We'll have have it set up there the day of the event. But I thought it was a really great event. I did speak to him in regards to the importance of trying to maintain the pet level has gotten really out of control.
Absolutely.
And people don't understand that when you have a dog and you get the dog and you breed the dog and there's more puppies, there's consequences and things are not, being followed. And,
Absolutely.
I did speak to Mr. Burris at some point, and he's very interested in trying to get something established where we can control the population of pets. And we want everyone to have a pet because
Absolutely.
they're great companionship, but you can't just let them run free.
It's a responsibility like
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah,
You have to be responsible for it. And yet, to your point, we hear some of the goings on with animal control and the social media. We get a lot of people saying a lot of things there, and at the end of the day, they're trying to do the right thing. But when there's overwhelming numbers, overwhelming things, there's only so many cages. I mean, there's a lot.
You're shipping them to other states. You're getting fostering.
There's a lot. There's not a lot of resources to correct what, at the end of the day, is a problem caused by lack of responsibility by the public. And that's really what we're talking about with pet.
They just use animal control as a finger to point at because they don't want to resume their responsibility because, they're the bad people versus, look at what we're doing on a daily basis.
They're the referees in sports. No matter who in the building, everyone's got something to say about the refs.
Well, I think at the end of the day, too, it's we don't enjoy seeing urgent.
Sure.
They're going to
no
be.
one wants to see a puppy put down for, or a dog put down for no reason.
And everybody wants a puppy. Puppies are cute, but they do grow up.
Sure.
And then just like humans, we're cute when we're little, but we grow up. And that's the thing is it's hard to see, pets get ran over.
Sure.
It's hard to see pets being put down.
They pee. Yeah. They get sick. They tear up things. They do all the things your children do. And you have to treat it as such. And you have to put it this way. A pet's an amazing thing to own, and they're going to make so much great stories and experiences for you and your family. But if you do not treat it like a responsibility, like anything else, you are going to have a bad experience. When the dog poops in the house, it's not the dog's fault. No matter how much you want to blame it, the dog is relying on you to teach it and to train it. If you don't give it the training it needs properly, then how does it know that it's doing wrong? Yeah. And so you get mad and get frustrated. I get it. But you're dealing with, and guess what? You're going to own that pet your whole life. You're having a perpetual 4-year-old in your house. The mindset of a pet is always a child's mindset. Even when they're old and grizzled, they still act like children.
And they're sad too when they are left and put up for adoption or fostering.
Yeah.
They sometimes it takes a while for them to adjust to that environment that, hey, where's the person that I've been with for the last 5 years?
Absolutely. Yeah, their whole world, especially, and if you think about it in the term of the animal, like you live this life and you have I don't know. I mean, even if you're kind of a recluse, you probably still have a couple dozen people you see, talk to, regular, deal with all the time. Some of us a lot more than that. Your pets don't. Your pets have who's ever in your house and whoever you have come to your house from sometimes. Yeah. And to be honest, those are acquaintances. Unless they live at your house and spend an enormous amount of time, their whole world is you. Everything they know of in this world and what they come to comfort, like, love, hate, because of you and your family. And when you, like you said, say, oh, I can't take care of this dog anymore, this cat anymore, we're going to have someone else do it. Life happens. We get that. But please understand that animal's being put through a lot. So when you do come to events, like even on Saturday, they'll be outdoors, and so they'll be a little bit more, bouncy and bubbly. But when you go to the shelters, whether it's Animal Control or the Humane Society or Pamper, any are great groups that do this stuff. You're seeing the pets in cages and things, and you're going to see them at their worst. Yeah. It's like going to visit you in jail. They expect you to look like you're ready for prom when you're hanging out in jail. Yeah. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. These and the dogs or cats are stressed because there's 10 other dogs or more barking and going on, and it's just like jail. If you sat in a jail and a bunch of people screaming and hollering, you're going to feel stressed, angst. It's no different with your pets. Yeah. So please remember that when you do come to Animal Control or the Humane Society or come out on Saturday and you see the pets out there at Westlake, if they seem a little gun shy, it's because they're institutionalized, to quote Shawshank Redemption here. That's kind of what's going on. But the moment you get them in your world and your environment and things, then you'll see the personality of that pet open up. So don't always judge a book by its cover in some of those times. If you see a pet that just you love and be like, seems shy, get it on its own, get it in an environment where it feels safe and happy, and you'll find out that's a pretty cool pet. Sorry, we were kind of just talking a little bit about some of the other stuff here. But on Saturday, what time does everything start?
Yeah, we're also going to be having a few things out at Westlake this weekend. We do a barbecue kickoff, so we'll be doing some tastings.
Nice.
We've got a lot of our power tools that's ready for summer, so there'll be some of that stuff going on. So it's going to be a lot of stuff going on this weekend. But our big focus too is also ensuring that we get at least 5.
So for all you folks out there that are looking for new grills and wanting to buy grills and things, or you have your grills,
mowers,
but you don't know how to use them a little bit, because that's just it. We all have grills, but do you know how to cook on that thing, or you just burn, or come try samplings. That's kind of like I'm just throwing ones out here, but and one I've seen the big green eggs, those style of grills and smokers and things. You chase food out of that versus another grill, and it's a different world sometimes. Yeah. So events like this, you get a chance to try different smokers, different, because that does make a difference on food taste. It really does. And
that lets you know exactly which one you want to buy.
Yeah. Propane versus electric versus charcoal. I mean, see the differences. If you're and here's the thing, you talk to the public, which one's better? You'll get 10 different answers because everyone has their favorites. Come to Westlake. They're grilling on all the different types of smokers. It's free food. Come try the food and say, you know what? I love the smoke flavor and how it's doing it on the wood versus the charcoal or whatever. And maybe that'll help you influence, when you make that big purchase, which direction to go, propane or wood pellet or electric or whatever, whatever your preferences are. This is a good chance to kind of see it in action. When you're in the store, normally you're walking, you're kicking the tires, but you don't really get to taste food on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You learn that little secret later. And so come and say, you see one of the ones, I've been looking at that one. All right, let's try the poppers or whatever they got going on that grill right now. So that's it. While you're there, you're loving up on the dogs and the cats. Come sample the food. Yes. Of course, it is that time of year where the weather and stuff. So if you need lawn and garden and all that, I'm sure you've got all that covered for them.
Fully set up, tons of plants and trees.
Need your water hoses or patio furniture. And again, this is what I'm talking about. Westlake, if you're going there thinking, I'm going to get, I got some paint or I need something, something that you got to build. And sure, they got all that. But if you're looking for, like you said, backyard, sprucing it up, or like you said, you're looking for pets or, God forbid, gifts for people. There is so many just great things Mother's Day's around the corner, and there's a lot of stuff in there. So don't forget, don't think of Westlake only as the place to get things when things broke, when they break. I mean, it's there when that happens. But when you're ready to improve your lifestyle a little bit, they've got pretty much under the roof there, something in every department there that's just built for that.
Give you some curb appeal.
Exactly, too. So what time is everything starting on Saturday?
We start at 11, and it ends at 2 p.m.
Yep. Okay. So come on out to Westlake there, here on North Main, over by China King and Farmers and all right there. Can't miss it. It's been.
You can get your groceries. You can get your pet. You can get your lunch on.
That's right.
You can just have a full day in that plaza.
Matter of fact, is the Christian bookstore still open in there? So you can get you books and everything there too.
Sunday,
so so you really get your whole day covered in that one shopping center.
Yeah,
that's right.
It is.
Exactly. Literally is. So come out, like I said, 11. Everything will get started, and come and see the pets. And you said it'll be your guys. It'll be animal control, and is it Pamper Paws? You said also.
Yes. Pamper Paws.
Are they going to have some pets too?
No, she's doing nail trims. She's doing nail trims. She's the groomer.
Okay, so all the animals will be coming from Humane Society and Animal Control.
Yes.
All the ancillary stuff will be from Pamper Paws. The getting your pet looking all
spiffed,
prom ready.
She's mobile too, so that's a good thing. She'll be having some business cards to set up.
So if you
talk to
she
people.
even gave us magnets to hand out with our adoptions the last year when we did it. And so we just hand out her little magnets. And
I as a cat owner, this isn't as big of an issue for me, but I know as dog owners, doing some of that grooming and getting your pet to and from the location is easier said than done.
Yeah.
So she might solve a lot of problems for a lot of people. If you have especially dogs that are touch the nails. Yeah. They just, why are you playing with my hands? I don't like you playing with my hands. She can put them in their environment. I imagine it's a lot easier when you have a dog in their own environment trying to do that stuff versus a more clinical or something like a grooming place or something.
They tend to behave better when they're not at home.
Really?
Yes.
I guess because they're nervous and
yes.
It's just like us.
Yes.
You walk into a church and everyone's you're kind of like, okay, I better stand up tall. I imagine it's the same kind of, everyone's like, oh, this is nice and
first thing that everybody tells me when we go to a church, don't cuss.
Right.
Like, why you got to tell me that
why you
first?
Telling me? We know you.
Yes, very much so.
But that'll be this Saturday. Come on out to Westlake Hardware here. Beginning at 11. What time? Going to about 2 or so?
Till about 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, so come on out during the lunch hour, midday there. That way you can get time to go back to the carnival and everything over here at the Wool Bowl if you want to do riding your rides and all that stuff. So lots going on this weekend. So we can get it all in. And then come and of course, if you are looking for a home for these pets, come see. Obviously with the Humane Society, they do inspections, particularly for your dog owners to make sure you have a fenced-in yard and the dog has access to indoors or shelter, food, water, the whole nine. Cats a little bit more liberal in that. They got to be indoor cats. If you're looking for barn cats, Humane Society's not your place to do that. Animal control's rules are a little bit different. If you have questions on that, they'll be happy to explain that to you there. They also
will have information on the TNR for the cats at the event too. So if you have some colonies of feral cats in your area and you want to get them fixed so they're not overabundancing, they'll have information there to talk about their TNR program too.
Excellent too. Yeah, because this is the thing. We all know it. We all live in Roswell. We know it. You have your neighborhoods and you see the cats. Almost every neighborhood has a colony of cats that kind of peruse and patrol.
Right.
And dogs are no different. I mean, it's not as prevalent with the dogs as far as strays, but there's a lot of people still selling puppies in the Walmart parking lot on Saturday mornings. That's all I'm saying. We need to stop that.
Yeah.
That's where the problems. And it was getting back to what you were mentioning earlier about people getting the breeding and all that stuff. And I'm not saying there's not a place for breeders and things like that, but like anything else, you got to do it the right way. You got to have the facilities. You got to have the paperwork. You got to have the training. You can't just adopt a dog and decide you're going to be a breeder one day. Don't work that way. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do. They get a pet thinking, oh, I'm going to have a litter and sell them, thinking it's like if you're getting a pet and thinking of ways to make money off of it, maybe you should not get a pet. That's all I'm going to tell you. Maybe you should buy a goldfish or something.
If you look at a pet as a income, that's not a home. Yeah. That's you providing a roof over your head.
That's like having kids and trying to raise them to be child actors. Just saying. There's a lot of similarities there.
Kinda, yeah.
And that Quiet on the Set show is on right now, and it's kind of turning a lot of heads. So just saying, it's kind of you're in that world.
Real quick, I need a few things for the thrift store.
Yes.
Well, and I'm going to say thank you for your time today. I look forward to seeing you there on Saturday.
You got a store to manage?
I have a job fair to go to at college.
Another hack that he's got to work.
Quick? Are you sure?
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Rob. Thank you for the birthday gift.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Saturday here.
Everyone, please come out. Anyone has questions, they can call the store.
And thank you to everyone there. Yourself, obviously, you run the show, so it's you. But you yourself and every employee there that we talk about Westlake and being a part of the community, and that's always that. Businesses are businesses, and they're here to sell and buy goods and do all that. But businesses like Westlake that get involved with our local charities and get involved.
Make a difference.
We know Westlake and Ace Hardware is a national name. Yep. And they don't have to do some of these things, but it's great that they're investing in our community at this level. So thank you, and thank you to all your staff for doing that.
I will see you Saturday.
All right.
And enjoy the job fair. If you need a job, go see Rob. He's going to a job fair.
That was good and quick.
Very good. But if maybe you can't own pets because of your living situation or health or whatever, but you love to support, I invite you to come visit the thrift store, because every time you make a purchase or make a donation, the money generated from that goes back to these pets, whether it's vet bills or cleaning supplies or litter or whatever it needs to take care of these animals. That's what it's used for. So.
It is. And so they have bathing suits galore. men's, kids, women's.
Excellent. It is that season.
It is that season. It is also camping season. And when you are camping, it is quite chilly in the evenings and the mornings, and so they have blankets for camping.
Nice.
Men's and women's jeans. They have a lot of them. In the women's jeans, they have a variety of sizes, as well as the men's. But the women's, they have a lot of maternity clothes, larger sizes.
Sure.
And then they even have the itty-bitty, teeny, tiny, skinny girls.
Okay. So
all
from
of those.
petite to maternity
Yep.
and everything in between. So.
Yep. Summer dresses. They have a lot of summer dresses that are very pretty. Very, very pretty. Bright, fun, flashy colors for the people that like to have the lighter colors. Crystal
warmer
wear.
weather. Lighter colors generally are the way to go in
They are.
places like here.
Crystal glassware. So they have a lot of stuff that ranges from like actual crystal wine glasses to like the brandy cups and then other types of crystal glassware. They have a lot of it.
So for you collectors, or you just, some people just love crystal and whatever it is, I want it. Yeah. Hey, if you want to start your water glass orchestra.
And then they have this really cool porcelain set. It's the white porcelain, and they're almost like a powder, like the old time, the powder where they would have the women's powder in it, and then it would have the lid.
Yeah.
But variety of sizes of it, and it's all porcelain. It's white. It's very beautiful.
Nice.
Very breakable too. So I was very cautious when I was looking at this stuff yesterday. She's all, go look over there, and I was like, I'm gonna break something.
It's fragile.
Yeah, that is very fragile. Very beautiful, and it, like I said, it starts from like the small little powder, like you would take the lid off and powder your face or whatever, up to like a bigger one.
Okay.
What they're used for exactly, I don't know, but they're cool.
Yeah. Sounds like they're good collector's items or something that,
They look like a set, like they actually came together because they're all shaped the same.
Okay.
They just go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And
I
bigger.
imagine, it's kind of old school makeup, the way,
Maybe.
And it was probably
I watched
like a cat-like
video on
version
how
of
they
it,
used to make women's powder foundation back in the day. The woman would sit there and across the table from the beautician, and she would get like different colors and mix it, and then she would rub it on their hand, and then she'd wipe it off, and then she'd mix in a different color.
Till it matched.
Wipe it on their hand until it matched.
That makes sense.
And then she would scoop it into the little compact, and then like, you see like on the coffee presses before they do the...
Oh, yeah. Like the
fancy coffee?
Yeah, for the cappuccinos. Yeah, absolutely.
So she scoops it into this thing, slides it into one of those machines, packs it down, slides it out, puts a little bit more, packs it down, and then that's how women's makeup was made.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, I need one of those.
And I imagine in some cases that stuff probably works better than some of the products today. I would just take I have no idea. I'm not in that world, but I would take a guess.
Probably.
I would imagine some of that probably works better.
Probably.
Of course, it probably made us some stuff that they frown upon nowadays, but that's another story.
We'll get to that later. They still have the electric cart.
Excellent.
We actually purchased new batteries for this electric cart to make sure that it did run and operate before putting it up for sale.
Okay.
So we have money invested into the cart to try to help the person out buying it.
Sure, because ideally, the person who's going to buy this, they don't have time to get it ready to work. They need it to work.
Right.
Yeah,
so they did bring the price down some to $1,000.
Okay.
It does work. Brand new batteries.
Well, and I would imagine if you're trying to purchase something similar, either new or slightly used, it's
They're
probably
like $5,000.
I would say it's probably 4 to 5 times what you're charging for it. Yeah.
They still have that new kitchen cabinet still in the box. They have that at $150. They actually got a really nice, cool looking treadmill in, and they have that marked for $150. They still have the Hoyer lift at $350. So if you need a Hoyer lift, so if you need a lift to get in or out of something, or if somebody falls and you don't want to hurt your back, and you need an extra assistance and your insurance won't cover it, they're normally $2,000 or $3,000. So they have it for $350, and it comes with everything needed for the lift.
Okay.
Shoes, if you need shoes, they got you covered on shoes from kids, infants, men's, women's.
Excellent.
Dress, hiking.
So in theory, if you've got a person with disabilities in need here and they need some of this stuff, but like you said, insurance, whatever reason, we can get you set up here. Come visit. We'll obviously there's the money here. We'll work the money and all that, but
Right.
if someone
And if-
truly needs it, we'll figure the rest out, I guess, kind of thing.
And if you go in and, you need it and you don't have quite that amount of money, talk to Camille and say, hey, I really could use this. This is what I have. Is this something that would, be a good offer?
Yeah.
And who knows? She might be able to say, okay.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
I
let
think-
her talk and explain the situation to it. Obviously, if you can pay outright, great, because this is a nonprofit, and every dime you donate is going to help, keep these cats and dogs sheltered and safe until they find their permanent homes. But we also get it. Life happens, and if you if you got handed a barrel of bad cards on this deck on this poker run, let's see what we can do to help you out a little bit. So
but talk, ask.
yeah, but communicate. Yeah,
you
come
gotta
down and
communicate.
talk, and let's figure it out.
Or if you know somebody who could use it and you want to give them a gift, go get a gift card and then send them down there and say, hey,
Absolutely.
I purchased this for you, but you got to pick it
Yeah,
up.
maybe there's some friends that know someone that could need some of this stuff, and we can rally together and get them a gift card, and so something like that. Reach out if you got ideas like that. And the Humane Society loves working with people, because they're the same thing. They're busy trying to solve problems, just like your organizations are trying to solve problems.
Right.
So they get it and understand it, and that's why the Humane Society partners with so many different other nonprofits and other organizations and businesses in our community, because we're all in it together on this. And so at the end of the day, if you need help like this, Humane Society said, what can we do to help? We do help people along with pets.
We do. We want to help.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. So come on down and come to the thrift store. And if you got items to donate, call ahead, talk to Camille, and get a heads up on that. But if they can't take it now and hold on, but it's a space issue, and they only have so much space, and we were very appreciative of it. But sometimes so many donations come in that it overwhelms and it makes it to a point where some things
It's a trip hazard.
Yeah, it's a trip hazard. So they try to triage that a little bit. So especially if you got bigger items like furniture and stuff, call ahead with Camille and let's make arrangements. They'll even come get it and all that too if you make the arrangements and things.
Yes, and then we are asking people, if you have donations, if the thrift store is closed, please do not leave them outside.
Yeah.
We have a large amount of theft that happens, but over this past weekend, we also had vandalism that happened.
And that happens quite often too. We
It
talk
does.
about the theft, but I don't know how many times cameras get broke or fences get torn down or whatever.
Yeah,
stuff like
our
that.
security lights were damaged this weekend, and the security lights are up for a purpose. And then when people are knocking them out and breaking them, that's because they're trying to avoid that
Sure,
purpose.
they're trying to divert attention so they can do what they got to do.
They
without-
are on camera. Police reports have been filed. They are
Good.
looking for the two persons of interest.
Hopefully they find them, and hopefully they face justice for it. So.
Yeah, there's no point in
But-
damaging property.
Yeah, but that being said, that's what kind of stuff, and your good intentions might make it a bigger problem.
They're turning out to somebody else's profit
Yeah.
because the majority of the time
Yeah.
they come and they steal it and then they go have a yard sale.
Yeah, or they rummage through it, find out that they don't want it, and just leave it sprawled out all over the.
And they leave a
yeah.
mess out in the
Yeah.
parking lot that we have to go clean up.
Mhm.
So if you have donations and your work schedule is very different from ours, just call us, make a safe spot for us to be able to go pick it up at, or, say, hey, if I come at this time, could somebody meet me?
Yeah.
And we'll make the accommodations to help you in any way possible, but we're trying to eliminate the amount of theft going on. And if people aren't leaving it outside after hours, there's nothing for them to steal.
Exactly. Yeah. If nothing there, then nothing. So yeah, call ahead and all of that too. I just saw time. We got a little less than a minute before I got to play commercials here, but. RoswellHumane.org is the website if you want to become a member, if you want to see every single pet that is currently home at the Humane Society. If you see not available, that's because they're in quarantine for shots or weight or some other issue. Once they meet that need, they will be the not available gun you can adopt. But if you find one of those pets, fall in love, don't hesitate to call and ask questions. And when the pet comes out of quarantine, they'll let you know, and you can come and do a meet and greet and start the process if we want here.
Yes.
But
and Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 12 and 1 to 4:30.
Yep.
And then the thrift store is Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30.
Excellent. And it come out beginning at 11 a.m. this Saturday to Westlake Hardware, Ace Hardware there in, what's the name of that shopping center? I always forget. But Yeah, it's one where Farmers North is.
Yeah, Uptown.
And Uptown, yeah. China King, all of that right there. It's that shopping center, Westlake. You know where it's at. You've seen it 100 times. Go there.
It's across from Popeyes.
Yeah, come and sample foods. Come and meet pets. Come and take advantage of some sales and deals.
Tools.
Play with power tools. Get more information about spaying and neutering and chipping and all that kind of stuff. Get some pets groomed up a little bit. They got it all going on beginning at 11 a.m. at Westlake this Saturday, Westlake Hardware.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you
you
for the gift. That was awesome.
You're very welcome.
Made my day. It's really nice.
Well, I wanted to surprise you, so.
Well, you did.
I'm just glad Sean didn't say nothing.
Sean did not spill the beans. He was good.
Thank you.
All right, quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Senator Greg Nybert is known as a conservative Republican who is effectively fighting for us in Santa Fe. In the last session, Greg Nybert helped stop harmful legislation that would penalize New Mexico businesses with outrageously expensive financial burdens. He knows small businesses do not need more regulation. Greg Nybert helped defeat progressive attempts to make it illegal for New Mexicans to own certain types of firearms and firearm accessories. He knows it's important to protect our rights. During his legislative career, Greg has been responsible for stopping numerous anti-oil and gas bills. He knows it is important to protect our jobs. Senator Greg Nybert is the only candidate for District 27 who has a proven record of protecting us from big government intrusion. Greg Nybert stands for the rights of the people and pledges to continue his work. Please vote for Greg Nybert for Senate District 27.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Senate.
Do you ever feel like life isn't fair? Joseph was the favorite son of Jacob, so we gave him a coat of many colors, which Joseph bragged about to his brothers, along with telling them that he'd had a dream about how they would bow down to him someday. As a result, Joseph's brothers threw him into a pit. One of his brothers took him out, sold him as a slave to a passing caravan. Joseph then worked his way up, ran a house, and then was betrayed by the wife of the owner. He was sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit. His cellmate forgot about him for quite some time after Joseph interpreted his dream, and he was released. After Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dream, the ruler assigned him the task of preparing the country for famine and made him his right-hand man. I recently read the following quote: Joseph did not endure the pit, Potiphar's house, and prison because he knew he would end up in Pharaoh's palace. He simply remained faithful wherever he found himself, and God did the rest. When you feel like life isn't fair, just remain faithful, and God will take care of the rest.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell. This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've convinced yourself it's warm enough to swim in your pool for the first time this season, even if the temperature still carries a hint of fading cold. Who cares? You've paid your winter dues. With hours inside and too much pie, it's time to open your pool. Barbecues, suntans, and games of Marco Polo. Here you come. The only question is, how ready is your pool? It has been waiting patiently for this day too, ready to make your neighbors drool. If you rely on BioGuard products, get ready to slap on some sunscreen and fire up the grill. Not only does BioGuard provide simple solutions, they also have expert dealers who can help you be the best pool owner you can be. Because when your eyes sparkle at the side of your pool, they should always return the favor. Visit your BioGuard dealer at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, and start the season off right.
We cut to order, special order, products old and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
It's becoming more challenging to be an educator today. If you'd like to consider a change in your teaching environment where you can teach students how to learn instead of what to learn while centering your classes day around God, consider a position with Artesia Classical Academy. Artesia Classical Academy has positions in music, art, kindergarten through second grade, and various seventh grade subjects available, and they are now offering competitive pay. If you're interested in a teaching environment with more freedom to teach, please reach out to Artesia Classical Academy. Call or visit artesiaclassicalacademy.org. Artesia Classical Academy, preparing minds for action.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
2020 election loss to Democrat Joe Biden. Trump attorney D. John Sauer says the indictment against his client related to his election loss is a case of prosecutorial overreach.
You have an indictment in this case that goes right to the heartland of the president's powers, that alleges a whole series of official acts and tries to tie them together by saying, well, there's a private aim or a private purpose in that case.
The justices taking up for the first time whether a former president has absolute immunity from criminal charges for actions he took while in office, as Mr. Trump claims. Also at townhall.com, in a strongly worded video address, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says anti-Semitic mobs have taken over leading universities and that everyone should stand up against anti-Semitism.
So I ask all of you, Jews and non-Jews alike, who are concerned with our common future and our common values, to do one thing. Stand up, speak up, be counted. Stop anti-Semitism now.
The anti-Semitic protests have spread across university campuses nationwide. On Wednesday, House Speaker Mike Johnson called for the resignation of Columbia President Manoush Shafiq for being weak and inept in containing the violence at Columbia University. The Trump criminal trial back in session today in Manhattan, the former president facing a looming decision over whether he violated a gag order imposed by the judge. The nation's economy slowed sharply last quarter to a 1.6% annual pace in the face of high interest rates. However, consumers, the main driver of economic growth, kept spending at a solid pace. More on these stories